Hope FM.
Okay, gentlemen, we are live. So while I'm pulling the video, Veteran Smith, can you give us an overview of what we're about to watch? What's the significance of
Yeah,
it?
this historical milestone for Liberia. For people who do not know that Liberia, people who colonized Liberia, I did a write up on it during Black History Month. America did not colonize Liberia, but if there is any resemblance, the state of Maryland had the county of Maryland, that sector. Uh, it was under the jurisdiction of the state of Maryland. They could have gone to Congress for America to do that, but they realized that it would have been difficult. So the state of Maryland financed the budget. The county of Maryland were in the budget of Maryland. They sent their people, part of the American Colonization Society. Some of them went to Caldwell, but they didn't like how things were going with the other groups, so they wanted a new place, and Maryland was that place. So in a sense, the state of Maryland colonized the place today we call Maryland County, and it went up for either 2 or more years, and there was some kind of disenfranchisement between the indigenous and the settler, our brothers and sisters. And so they went to war. And after the war, when they called the Liberian army to join them and they fought, and after they defeated the indigenous against them, and they decided to turn over the territory to Liberia in 1857. That's when Maryland joined Liberia. So looking at that historical context, the governor of Westmore, who is an African American, he's been governor for quite a while now, decided to come with a memorandum of understanding, looking at a historical trend with Maryland County, and he wanted to do something historical for that county again. And with our foreign minister Yanti there at that occasion, whether this will also be a broader benefit, not only to Maryland County, maybe the other counties, but Maryland historical contact with the state of Maryland. That's where the benefit will come first. So that's in the context of the memorandum of understanding. So it was done recently, I think a day or two ago. So that's the context. The first
Okay.
African American trying to go back to history and help Mother Liberia.
All right. Thank you so much for that overview. We're going to go now and watch it, and then we'll come back and give our personal views and look at the future benefits, or if there's any booby trap into this.
Let me just say something quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Fred, you forgot to mention that Stephen Allen Benson, the second president of Liberia, was born in Cambridge, Maryland. In fact, that's one of the
Thank you.
That's the strongest bond we've got with Maryland, with the state of Maryland.
Alrighty, another lesson learned. Okay, so let's roll the tape and play it. It's about almost 9 minutes, which is cool. We can listen in. The volume is high. What's going on?
President and members of the Liberian Community Association.
I think the recorder is very low, maybe.
Yeah, whoever's doing the recording is all the way in the back.
I'm actually deeply honored and
It will change later.
based on everything that we have discussed and seen since arriving at this house.
Is Mr. Nuba sleeping on us?
Not sleeping on you people.
Felt like to be the room of George Washington when he resigned. A lot of history, and history has I bring you very warm greetings from His Excellency President Joseph Boyka, President of the Republic of Liberia, and I'm here today sent to represent him as we strengthen this relationship. Today's ceremony is not just a document that's going to be signed. It's actually a reaffirmation of a relationship. It's a relationship that dates way back before any of us were close. The story of Liberia and American history. And I won't go over the stories they shared. But what I will say is that history that we share brings us to where we are and will carry us forward. In these modern days, talked about Senator Mitchell in the 2007 signing between Liberia and a county, Maryland County, and it'd be fitting that would be Maryland County. And that was further expanded to include Bone County. And that birthed projects, it birthed results. Today, I'm proud to be representing President Boyka and be his foreign minister at a time where the Maryland states, the state of Maryland, signs its first agreement with an African nation. But had you signed with any other country besides Liberia, there would have been an issue. Today we build upon the foundation of the relationship. All 15 counties of Liberia, whether it's southeastern Liberia, whether it's Grand Cru or it's Riverside, whether it's my own county, Cape Mount, whether it's Nimba or all of the 15 counties of Liberia can benefit from this partnership today. President Boyka, in his wisdom, he outlined for us the vision for prosperity for Liberians, the arrest agenda for inclusive development. And it spans across agriculture, roads, rule of law, infrastructure, primarily education, sanitation, and health. Tourism, come and visit Liberia. It is the most beautiful place in West Africa. But tourism, underpinning all of that energy, technology, and that vision is what this MOU is built upon. This MOU carves out areas of importance to our agenda, but also to your agenda, Governor Brown. And we believe that this MOU will be mutually beneficial to both populations, and we look forward to see the results. We envision increased trade and investment between Liberia and Maryland. We envision new partnerships between the University of Liberia and the client institutions of higher learning in this place. We envision cooperation that supports food security, technological innovation,
Mr. President,
development, climate resilience, and sustainable
a
economic
covenant.
We envision stronger engagement between our diaspora communities and greater opportunities for them.
Liberia, Mr. President.
Governor Westmore, we commit
Liberia.
to outstanding leadership and commitment to fostering international partnerships that create tangible results. The first word I heard today when we were talking about this MOU, the first words were action plan. Because this is not just about planning, it's action that will come out of that.
I'll tell you what, I don't know where you're enjoying whatever the
And as
the recording just made a thing
your leadership inspires
not pleasant at all.
across this country. And I believe that for even the children of this state, or the children of Liberia as well, they can look to the principles of their leadership, to look at how governance should be carried forward, and what the future of governance should be in Liberia, in Maryland, across the world. At a time where the world is facing an existential threat around multilateralism and partnerships globally, we can help to define what the new partnership model should be. I do wish.
Yeah, I
all
can't.
those involved with the MOU, Secretary of State,
The audio's too low, that's for sure.
all of those on our side, Ambassador Conte, thank you, and to the team at home, Department of Legal.
Yeah, I'm trying to find one that is on the Foreign Ministry Facebook page, but I'm not seeing the recording.
Because the work is about to start. So the president-
I will not be on the Facebook page. I don't understand it.
I also want to say to those in the room that have not done their DNA.
We got all the other videos except for this one.
DNA, because most likely you are from Liberia.
All they have is picture.
The birthplace of civilization.
The signing ceremony. That's right.
I say this jokingly, but I say it seriously to say that I'm supposed to. And the diaspora relationship is important for President Boda's agenda. It's also important for peace and security. It's important for development because the whole work together.
Yeah, this is a big letdown, man. It's a big letdown.
Yeah.
We started out as a country. Maryland was a part of that history. Maryland came together. Maryland as a county in Liberia, a colony at the time. Maryland came together with others who settled in Liberia.
Not cool. Not cool at all.
They arrived in that land and they didn't meet empty quarters. They met 16 indigenous tribes. And also there were others who settled from different areas that met them. And together, those 16 tribes of Liberia, knowing that settlers were never going to practice on our population, those 16 tribes, some that came from the Congo, some that chose Liberia together. All of us are Liberia. You are Liberia. And together we did it then. We were trying to come together to as one people.
The thing is,
Mhm.
first 8 presidents of Liberia were born in the United States, right?
You ran my mind. I'm about to say, you talk about who the president, because I think I'd rather us talk about that and just watching the video. We can't understand.
Yeah. So I think some of them were born in South Carolina. Yeah, you guys got to help me out with that because those people, if you go by, when was the 14th Amendment introduced? I think 14 or 15 Amendment introduced.
Let's talk about that rather than watching the video.
Yeah, because those people were not citizens of the United States, according to that amendment, because some of them were in Liberia before the 14th Amendment went in place. So were they citizens of Liberia? Did they go through some sort of process? Or we're just assuming they were because they made it to that level of, of being president. It makes sense.
Who's the name? You call some guy name, or you say like
Stephen Allen Benson. Stephen Allen Benson.
Yeah, he was born in Maryland. I think Cambridge, Maryland, according to them.
Okay. Was that all the history about him, Liberia? I want to know for you. I want you to give us at least a very tough background history about him, just in context to this.
Well, maybe Fred who's the
let me give a background, Sam. I was trying to find an audio and to see whether they have an audio, but let me give a background. Maryland Governor Westmore and Liberian Foreign Minister Sarah Beslow Yanti signed a historical sister state memorandum of understanding. This agreement marks the first formal nation to state partnership between a U.S. state and an African nation, building on deep historical ties that date back to the 1830s. Signature signed Maryland by Governor Westmore and Foreign Minister Sarah Yanti, representing President Joseph Newman Burke. I think he was supposed to be there, so she represented. Established a strategic framework focused on trade, investment, education, technology, agriculture, renewable energy, cyber security, artificial intelligence, and climate resilience. Implementation. The agreement supports Liberia arrest agenda for inclusive development, created Liberian Maryland Working Group to track progress and execute projects. And full announcement from the governor office. Let me see if this the audio that we can play. Let me see. I found something. Governor Westmore, some memorandum of understanding. I see the photo. Opportunity foster innovation, strengthen ties between the communities. Liberia and Maryland share historic that is a new complex ties our state and nation together. Governor Moore, today we channel share history into forward-looking framework, one designed to create opportunities, deepen cooperation, and strengthen the bonds between the communities for generations to come. The agreement reflects years of relationship building, the dedication of community leaders, and enduring contribution of Liberian Americans who have long understood the potential of this partnership. The agreement marks a new chapter in a relation rooted in nearly 2 centuries of shared history. In the 1830s, Maryland established the Maryland colony in Africa along Liberia's southeastern coast. The colony later became the Independent Republic of Maryland before joining the Republic of Liberia in 1857. Today, that legacy remains visible in Liberia, Maryland County, whose name reflects the historical ties to the state of Maryland. The signing of this memorandum of understanding marked the historical new chapters in the long-standing relationship between the Republic of Liberia and the state of Maryland, a relationship rooted in nearly 2 centuries of shared history, friendship, enduring people-to-people ties, said Ambassador of the Republic of Liberia to the United States of America, Dr. R. Hassan Conte. Building upon the successful sister state partnership involved Maryland State, Bond County, the Maryland County, this agreement established a forward-looking framework for cooperation in trade, investment, education, agriculture, technology, infrastructure, human capital development. It reflects our shared commitment to creating new opportunities for prosperity and sustainable development for the benefit of our people. The government of Liberia highly value the landmark partnership and look forward to work closely with the state of Maryland to deepen our cooperation and strengthen the bond that unite us. The new state-nation partnership built upon Maryland's existing relation with Liberia. In 2007, Maryland established sister state agreement with Liberia, Bond County, and Maryland County, laying the foundation of education, culture, economic exchanges that have strengthened connection between Marylanders and Liberia for nearly 2 decades. The new memorandum of understanding established a framework for cooperation in trade and investment, workforce development, education, agriculture, tourism, public administration, and cultural exchange. The bond between Liberia and Maryland are unique and deeply rooted in history, said Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Dean of the Cabinet of the Republic of Liberia, Her Excellency Sarah Bachelet Yanti. This agreement elevates the relationship to a new level and create opportunities for meaningful collaboration that will benefit our people, institutions, and economies. We are proud to embark upon this new horizon and the Governor Moore and the state of Maryland. For years, Maryland partnership with Bond County and Maryland County have demonstrated the value of international engagement at local level, said Secretary of State Susan C. Lee. Now we can elevate to the national level. This groundbreaking agreement with the Republic of Liberia demonstrates a true partnership between the skilled members of Maryland team and the leadership of the Embassy of Liberia. We have signed the MOU to expand our collaboration, establishing framework for broader cooperation across sectors. This is a natural evolution of relationship that has deepened historical roots and tremendous potential for the future. We are proud to establish the first sister state relationship with Liberia and look forward to expanding opportunities for collaboration and exchange. For the Liberian Americans, Today is the movement of pride and possibility, said former State Senator Michael Bowen Michel. Our family, culture, and historical connect Maryland and Liberia in a profound way. This agreement recognizes those bounds, create the opportunity for future generations to build, and through business, education, cultural exchange, Governor Moore is sending a powerful message that our connection matters and that our community have an important role to play in shaping the future. The Maryland of Liberia Memorandum of Understanding John and Understanding Tradition of International Engagement through Maryland Sister State Program, administered by the Office of the Secretary of State, established in 1779. The program fosters partnership between Maryland and the jurisdiction around the world to promote cultural understanding, education exchange, economic development, and citizen diplomacy. So that's conclude. I hope we can chew into it right now. How this coming at this time will bring great development to Bon County and Maryland County. So I was surprised they connected Bon County there. So they've been dealing with Bon County in the past. So, Kassa, what do you think about what I have elaborated so much about this historical MOU? What would it do for Mother Liberia?
Let me
Kassa,
first
you
of
understand?
all, Fred, let me first
Go
of
ahead.
all give an introduction to Stephen Allen Benson, because I say he's the link, right? Okay, Stephen Allen Benson was born May 21st, 1816. And he died January 24, 1865. So he lived probably about 49 years. He was a Liberian politician who served as the second president of Liberia from 1856 to 1854. He previously served as the third vice president of Liberia from 1854 to 1856 under President J.J. Roberts. Born in the United States in Cambridge, Maryland, Benson arrived in Liberia with his family in 1822. So that means he came to Liberia when he was about 6 years old. Okay. He became the vice president under J.J. Roberts, serving in that capacity until winning the presidency in the 1855 election, taking office the following year, 1856. So at the age of 40, he became president of Liberia. Well, he also made things he did. He obtained diplomatic recognition for Liberia from Belgium in 1858, Denmark in 1860, the United States and Italy in 1862, Norway and Sweden in 1863, and Haiti in 1864. In 1857, he organized the annexation of the Republic of Maryland. So he was the one that actually brought Maryland into the fold of the Republic, you know. By 1860, through treaties and purchases with local African leaders, Liberia extended its boundary to include a 600-mile coastline. At the end of his presidency, Benson retired to his coffee plantation in Grand Bassa County, where he died in 1865. So that's just a short history of the man who came from Maryland, where this event with our foreign minister and the governor of Maryland took place. He was a local, Cambridge, Maryland. Went to Liberia at the young age of 6, became president at age 40. And but he's one of the strongest links that Liberia has with Maryland County. I mean with the state of Maryland. So, but in Liberia, we know him to be a Bassa man, because that's where he settled, that's where he died. Okay. And I wouldn't be surprised. Most of the older people during that era, they learned the local dialect, the local language. So he probably was fluent in Bassa as well. He's buried in Edina, Grand Bassa County. But yeah, but like you said, Fred, this is an opportunity for American entrepreneurs, people from Maryland, to take a deep dive into opportunities in Liberia. There's so many. The thing about Liberia, I mean, places like Maryland County and most of Liberia, you're starting from scratch, and the opportunities are there. You just have to go and look for it. You're a problem solver who happens to be an entrepreneur. Liberia is just a fantastic place, to
Yeah,
go.
but here's why. And thanks for reading that bio of Mr. Allison. I read. I mean, something caught my attention when the version was reading the communication.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about renewable. Talk about technology. One thing we're missing. Well, not one, even two, but one major thing we're missing. You know what I mean? Earlier, before we went live, Mr. Casa, you and I were talking about the Chinese. And you basically said, well, everything the Chinese did, got the foundation is here in the U.S. And I confirmed that. I said, yeah, even in in 2000 when I went to Temple, it was all mostly Asian. And today we're talking about how China lead in some of the critical technology areas in the world that is preparing their growth. So for some reason, in this day and age, when no one has to go do any research to tell you that if you are dealing with a country like America, the only thing that you can gain from here, that will have much more value than anything else, is the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It's the knowledge.
Yeah.
So how come we sign all the agreement and nothing there's to talk about education?
I didn't mention it. I read education.
Well, can you please look at education? You gotta read the whole thing. Just go through and then you confirm it to us, please.
Okay.
I did not hear education either.
Because the partnership, Morgan State in Maryland. Can I say, Morgan State in Maryland? Under President Selly, they went to Morgan State and they wanted to put electronic library in Maryland instead of a physical library, but something like electronic library. I don't know whether that came into being.
Morgan State is a HBCU, right?
It is an HBCU.
Yeah. And that was the first opportunity Ellen Johnson administration wanted to establish with the state of Maryland. And building on all of the past previous agreement, this is a bigger one. They go beyond what they were trying to do. They had to do with culture, education, technology, cyber security, everything you can think about. That they would set up a team to come to Liberia and they will explore all of that, because you can't leave out education, because there was they wanted to establish way back Morgan State and Maryland University. So I read that. Yeah,
it is not in there. I can tell you right now, it's not there. No education is in there. It's technology and trade and something at the renewable energy you talk about in there. But that is for me the disappointment, because the Morgan State you're talking about, it was President Selly reaching out to the university, a single university, which doesn't have the capacity to do things like the state of Maryland would normally do. The state of Maryland can today say, we're going to establish a sister relationship with the University of Maryland and Liberia State University. That is big. You're going to have student transfer. Okay.
Yeah.
Curricular, integration. That's deep. You're going to get a technology integration, curriculum sharing.
Yeah.
That knowledge sharing, right? The thing that you deeply need.
Yeah.
I don't care about, all that stuff that ain't there. Renewable, who for who? We'll have a renew something. We don't need that. Yeah, let industrialize first. Then we're going to need the renewable energy. What we need is the knowledge base. That's what we need. I would have been the one pushing that thing in our agreement. No, Mr. West, we need you to establish a connection through your higher institution of learning with ours. That will go a long way because we can teach, we can train our doctors, we can train our technologists, we can train our researcher, we can train our agriculturists in all disciplines. We can train them. Maryland got some of the best institutions in America.
And Mr. Wright, and the reason I think education will be that, but because this thing started under the new ambassador, that Ambassador Conte, looking at his background from being associated with the University of Liberia and coming out of the agreement before the foreign minister and the president was supposed to come and put it. I know he would have put education there. We're having as our special guest, and we'll bring that all when he comes. But I know I read education into it. I'm trying to look for it. And as soon as I find it, I will let you know. But being an education person and an ambassador, he won't leave education because that's the key. The key ties to any future agreement with Maryland. And it started with Morgan State University and the University of Maryland. So for me to feel that he left out, I don't think so. Maybe I would look for him and come bring it up.
So Fred,
you want to say something?
Did they mention any time frame for this thing to take off, or is it one of those stuff that just we got the memorandum of understanding is on paper and then you don't hear about it again?
Usually when things are pronounced, they usually send a team from Maryland to go to Liberia to formalize. I think the team will come quickly as possible. The timetable is left with both countries when that will be feasible. Maybe the governor will go there or he will send a team of people. So I think that was mentioned, but the date when that will happen is left with the two states, two countries. I mean, the state of Maryland and Liberia.
Okay.
What are you looking for, man? Let him do that, man. What are you looking at? You're in the background there. What are you looking at, man?
Oh, want to make it fly on live stream, people.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
You're on live
Sorry.
camera, man. You can't be doing that.
Sorry. The person can't see. Okay. Yeah, so I think if we have Ambassador Conte, he should be for you to come give a state of the 26, and then also to talk about all of these things that he have done since he took over as ambassador of Liberia to the United States. So the invitation have been sent to him. So you're waiting for the response when to come. And will be one of the questions we're asking because he started it. And those things come from the embassy and then it become bigger. So he was at the program. He was at the occasion. Ambassador Conte.
Okay. That's good. No, I mean, in all, it's a good thing. I was just saying, from my perspective, that what I would have ensured was in that agreement. However, it is still an agreement worth celebrating. I think the problem the challenge they're going forward is can we see that this is fully implemented? Because we have seen lots of well, not at this level, but we are seeing some sister relationships established with institutions here, but they rarely do materialize. They rarely do materialize.
Yeah.
But we hope that this materializes, because we need this. We do. The state of Maryland is one of the richest states in America. They do have lots of money. Westmore is is very generous. The last time he took on a lot of the federal employees that were furloughed by the federal government. The state hired it, and he's still doing that. Maryland is one of the highest. They're still one of the higher paid, compensation rate in the DMV. I mean, someone to compare that to DC. How much they get paid to get paid in Maryland. So it's a very wealthy state. Well, not like the California and other places, but it's up there. So he has the means to be able to engage and actually bring this into fruition for the county of Maryland and for Liberia. We just gotta hope that Yanti people follow through on it and engage.
Yeah.
Being the first African American governor and the historical ties with where Mr. Cassett talked about Stephen Adam Benson from Maryland, and Maryland became a colony of the county of Maryland. Looking at all that ties, don't you think there's a big interest Maryland want to demonstrate? And it will go through because of that historical ties. And he being the first governor realized that, and he wanted to, because this been around for a while, but for the governor to take it to another level and say MOU between two countries, I think it had to do with history behind it. What you think about it, Cassette?
Yeah, that's a good point. But I think that we need to do an aggressive follow through. We can't leave things to Westmore and his associates. We have to do a follow through because we need that tie to be strengthened more than they do. But I know my Liberian people. After all the festivities and whatnot, the party that they had after that MOU was signed, we gave them a week and they just forget about everything. There's nobody there that will have the presence of mind to say, this is a mission critical thing that we need to pursue. And you don't only pursue it, you come up with strategy. What do you hope to get from that relationship?
Yes, absolutely. And here's what I would do, and I hope she's she's thinking of people are thinking about it and about the content. Well, I would not rely on just the embassy here in America. I will have what the DC government does. What it do is that they have a representation within the DC leadership administration for African affairs that deals with the mayor within the mayor's office. If I were Madam Yanti, having done this big signing and what have you, I will ask the governor, can we put somebody here in your office? Can we have a liaison? Even if we have to pay for that, let's do it. Somebody who can talk to your chief of staff, somebody who can interact with you, FaceTime with you, maybe once a month or once every week. This is Governor, how you doing today? This is Archie Wright, representative of the Liberian government here. Oh, yeah. Let's talk to me in my office. How's the project going? Has something taken place? Because he needs to know these things. And if you dare interfacing with him, it happens. The government is huge. Westmore don't have the time. He's a very ambitious young man. I think he wants to run for the presidency too, as I'm hearing. He's been shortlisted by many people. So the guy got his plates full. As a matter of fact, I think he's about to resign. Not resign, but when he's leaving, and I don't think he's going to come back. And so you get all of that going on. So Westmore would not be in that position. I'm constantly thinking about Liberia and the MOU. You need somebody on the ground, and the ambassador too may not have the time to be FaceTiming with West Moore. So I will advocate for somebody in his administration who is there, consistent reminding him and his chief of staff of the MOU because they already signed it. They just got to live up to it.
Yeah.
And Mr. Kasser, Mr. Wright, let me bring something to your understanding. I read it, but maybe I was too fast. This signing was supposed to take place between President Burka and the governor. You know, the governor of a state is almost like a president. So West Moore is not just an ordinary man; he runs a state. So but because President Burka couldn't go there, the foreign minister signed. So and Bond County and Maryland, they had a relationship between these two counties before they want to expand it. But yeah, what I was telling you, I read it, but he said he did not hear it. The memorandum outlined cooperation in the area, including trade, investment, education, agriculture, technology, renewable energy, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and climate resilience. And the reason I knew that for facts, we're all reading it, because they already have done education between Morgan State and Maryland. So for Mr. Wright to say I didn't say education, that wouldn't be possible. Any historical agreement, you have to include education. And so it's there. So I knew I read it, but he said he didn't hear it. So Mr. Kasser, now that it's official, education is there. What do you think?
Yeah, like that's a good idea. But if somebody asks somebody in Maryland about the state of relationship between Morgan State University and Maryland, I doubt they will come up with anything, tangible. And it's just me being the pessimist that I am, because I have not even heard of that relationship between Morgan State and Maryland. I haven't heard of it.
That came from LA administration. So all they are building on things that have happened in the past. Morgan State they sent people to Maryland State University to expand electronic library. I don't know whether that electronic library have existed or not.
So where is this Maryland State University? In Maryland County?
I mean, they have the University of Maryland and Morgan State. Yeah, you got University of Maryland there.
No, I know Todmore Technical College. That one, I think they turned it to university. That what you talking about? I never heard of University of Maryland in Liberia before.
No, either Maryland University. I hope Mr. Newmo was here, because this is area in understanding all of the. Maybe we may ask our producer, Alex. You know anything about how many universities in the county of Maryland that you can help us understand? Because I don't want to. Where are the existing higher education in Maryland County? Alex, you want to come help us? You hear Alex? Of all of the higher education in Maryland County that you can let us know about?
Come again with your question.
You know all of the higher education in the county of Maryland.
In
the county of Maryland.
I only know about the Summer University, apart from any other.
Todman University. I know there's some kind of university been working with Todman University. Okay. So that's what we're talking about. Todman, then which one they call the Technical College, Maryland Technical College. I'm hearing you. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
I said I don't know much about that, but if you have the technical college, maybe it may be part of the university. I don't talking about that, but actually, the one that I know of is the Toma University.
Mr.
The
Kase
two,
come
yeah.
back. I think that's where we look at. Back. I think that's where we. You can mute yourself. So yeah, so it's Tubman University, and so Morgan State been working with Tubman University, and maybe at Tubman University they have the technical college. So at that time they wanted to build electronic library. So it was my first time hearing during early administration about electronic library. I'm used to having a library, Mr. Kase, a library where you go and you sit inside, but they were trying to build an electronic library. What is an electronic library? And where it would have been conducive for Liberia, electronic library where people can access any part of Liberia. What do you think?
Yeah, that was a good start. The electronic library is a repository of just about any book that you can imagine getting off the shelf. It's in that repository, but it's electronic, it's digitized. So you just go in there, if you want a book that Fred Smith wrote, you put it in, book written by Fred Smith, put it in, the book come out. It's kind of like Kindle. And you know Kindle? If you go on Amazon and you want a book, you can download
Yes.
it. So that's one of the features of our electronic libraries. Books are downloadable, they're searchable. Yeah. So that's why
we have benefited Liberia when people don't have computer, laptop, and don't have the how would students or people take advantage of the electronic library.
Okay, when they give you electronic library, they give you computers also to use in the library. Those they come together. You can't get a man the electronic library and say, okay, you're on your own. It will be no use to him. So you get him the electronic library, and then you give computers to be used within the library. And the libraries, even in the United States, you don't take the computer home. You go there to do your research, right? Once you do your research, you leave and you go. So yeah.
Mr. Red, I read it. They included education, and the reason I was sure education.
Are you sure they include education in the agreement? I heard you.
Yeah, I read it.
In the MOU?
Yeah.
Because I heard you and Mr. Kase talking about Morgan State and something else.
No, but I went and found what I read, and I included it. It had to be there because that was the foundation of the partnership. It started on, then it just expanded. So to leave education from there would have been a disappointment.
What are they expanding on?
All the things
are they expanding on?
All the things that existed before, this education was part of it. Morgan State and Tubman University.
State is a private institution. It's not Maryland State institution.
But they started with a partnership. When during Ellen administration, they had a big discussion, and it was a bigger program even where they were going there to help. The students of Morgan State were going there to help put the electronic library and other things in Maryland.
Did that become fully implemented?
I would say yes, but I would do another update on it. Since we of interest, since this have started, I would do another update. I should be going to Maryland. Usually when I travel, I usually like to go to the Library of Congress. I usually like to go to, I would try to see if I can go to Morgan State or call them. But the students were implementing that project. It was a big news under Ellen administration. Now, to what extent it went, I have to revisit that.
But that is the fear that some of us are expressing, vis-a-vis this MOU.
Okay.
Usually this thing is always for the photo ops, right? Photo opportunities. Take it and put it out there. Oh, okay, yeah, the person is doing good. But they never follow through. So they get the political benefits, but that's it. And people hopes are just lifted up and then dashed to the ground.
Yeah.
That's why you don't put too much energy and too much salt into this kind of agreement. They are usually meant for photo ops, photo opportunities. The substance never really materialized.
The reason I'm thinking different, because this was built on, they said the partnership expands the long-standing, let me see what I'm reading. They expand on the long-standing, it was right there and it disappeared. Long-standing relationship they had in the past in 2007, that between Bon County and Maryland. So it been going on in the past. So from 2007, then they expanded it. Expanded on 2007. So you can see that it's different. He being an African American is different. That's why I would have interest in it. He the first governor, African American, looking at historical ties, and I know he mean business. So y'all can go on with the discussion.
Well, I'll tell you what. Like I said, Westmore is from a well-to-do state. And true, I mean, the fact that he's a young African-American governor, he will really want to do well. He'll put some energy into this.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be a problem for Maryland to put $1 million or $2 million aside to aid Liberia in whatever area it wants to help. But I would truly want to see where they bring on people with master degrees who are specialized in the fields, bring them here, give them additional training, whether it be 2 to 3 years or 5 years, perhaps, bring them at least in the hundreds, maybe 200, 300 or 500 people, bring them here, train these people. You will give us a lasting benefit. You will give us something that we can pass on to generations upon generation. Other than that, I really don't see much happening. Like I said, all these things that they're photo ops, that's what they do. They don't really provide. They don't really go through what to write on a paper because they are not bound to it. They're not bound to it. They say it, and then when nobody follows through on it, that's it. Everybody moves on. That's how these things work.
That's part of Liberian culture. If it's on paper, we really don't care. Because if we were going by what's written on paper in Liberia, we would have been very, very developed because every ministry in Liberia got standard operating procedure, got the SOPs. But does any Liberian follow those code of behavior? No, they don't. From the minister down. If it's some people who just don't care. Oh yeah, well, we talked to the people. We talked to the people in Maryland. I think things will turn out fine. Mm-hmm. And soon you turn your back at the end of it, right? But as soon as they go back to Liberia, they finish with it. The only people I got to give credit to that have kept that line of communication strong with a foreign, a foreign government is the Barbados group. The Barbados group. Mm-hmm. We had 2 presidents that were born. One president, Anthony Barclay, that was born in Barbados. His nephew, Edwin Barclay, his nephew, they all got that roots. Then we have a group from Barbados that settled in Liberia, Crozierville. Mm-hmm. But those people, they have opened the doors that even the president of Barbados had decided that any Liberian that want to go to Barbados to visit You don't need visa.
Mm.
Okay, it's visa free. And they keep going there. They go there in groups, you know. The descendants of those people from Barbados are inclusive. They go there. So that line of communication, that cultural connection is there. But with the Maryland thing, I don't see this happening. I remember in Facebook, it was like 10 years ago, I wrote something with regards to Stephen Allen Benson connection with Maryland. And I said the same thing in that thing I wrote, probably over 10 years. I said, this is an opportunity to develop a relationship with the state of Maryland. People came on that thread, oh, yeah, that's nice, and whatnot, you know, say, yeah, they bury him so and so place, and what? That was the end of it. That was the end of that one there. That's just how we are.
Yeah.
We gotta fix it. So all that, you know, pageantry, you know, he wrote, the president couldn't come, she came, and all that. I hate to be, you know, the pessimist in me says that it's going nowhere.
I mean, you wouldn't be wrong if you say that, because that's what happened.
It's going nowhere.
Yeah, that's what happened.
You know, first of all, they need to, like you said, Mr. Wright, they need to set up some sort of strong connection within either the mayor's office or the governor's office.
Yeah, the
from
governor's
the Liberian
office.
embassy, right?
Yeah.
That will be on top of that thing.
Yep.
But it's not going to happen. That sort of planning, I guess they will say, oh, no, hey, man, you have to leave people at big here. So then it's too complicated.
Yeah, it's too complicated. That's true for them.
Yeah. We know our people, my man.
Is well, why you know what you just said, right? Somebody who Okron with what happened in Liberia said the same thing. And I asked the question, but we've never really had the time to talk about this. So now that you brought it up, the guy said Liberia should be writing no laws because every law that is on the book, Ellen was aided by some of the bright minds in the world. They came from all the Ivy Leagues in America, Harvard, Stanford, Yale, Columbia. They went there and rewrote the laws for Liberia. They are on the books.
Yeah.
The problem there is implementation. And the guy said, if we implement the laws that were written on the Ellen, Liberia would be a fantastic place to be. A very fantastic place to be. So my question to you now, Mr. Cassell, why haven't we done this? Why haven't we implemented these laws? Who is stopping us?
That's just part of our don't care culture. You and I were talking the last time, I think, along with Mr. Satu, about Liberianization.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just start there. The Liberianization law is one of the best. Toba came up with that. I think Ellen came and she enhanced it, added some other things to it. But if you go by that law, any Liberian in business will have no problem. We had no problem at all. It was well written. They had the caveats. They had the set aside for for Liberia. But guess what? Our own Liberian court decided. The Indian man came to me and said he want me to get big paper partner for a business. You will give me $1,000. I take it. So right there, you sabotaging the law.
Yeah, you want to modern liberalization. Yeah.
Yeah. And not one or two and people doing it, they got the plenty. They're doing it. Even the women. Oh, the man say he won't marry me, you know. And what he won't marry you for? Because a group coming from wherever, and they come and set up their company. But this is one of those caveats, those set aside for Liberians only. And he sees the money in it. He said, okay, well, let me take the risk. I'll go out with a Liberian girl. Let me propose marriage to her. Or sometimes I even pay for marriage.
Yeah.
People just not trust that. So now, when you go into the executive branch and all the other areas, you think people really care about those code of conduct and SOP, standard operating procedures that have been written, the guidelines, institutional guidelines? You think they will go follow it? I beg you.
Mr. Wright, it's time for the callers. I know we now agree on their subject matter, so let's go to the caller. It's 6:30. So then by that time, our guest will be back.
So when when Mr. Fadiga coming?
And then from there, we'll come after the callers, but hopefully by that time, he'll be with us.
Okay.
So, Mr. Eriks,
We also force on the food assets here this evening. Top 105.3 here on Top FM. For those of you just joining us, we'd like to say welcome. We will let to go to the phone lines here and hear you on the back today before you listen to the panelists discussing here. It would be good that we hear from you, your very self here this evening, right? What's your own take on the whole issues that have been discussed by the panelists? So if you just joining us, you can put a call through now on 0776 105 105 881 14 3504 0776 105 105 881 14 3504 are the numbers will put it through and you'll be live here on Top 105.3. 0776 105 105 881 14 3504 776 105 105 881 14 3504 the numbers will put it through and let's hear from you. The line is open tonight. Call us on 776 105 105 881 14 3504 and you will be part of it here this wonderful evening hour on the I Beg to Differ. Good to love.
Welcome to
076 105 881 14 3504. Let's hear from you this wonderful evening hour here on Top 105.3. The lines opened. You listen to the panelists here that's splitting a while in the issue. You've been following the show here. It's about time that we hear from you. 776 105 105 881 14 3504 are the numbers supported through and going to live.
To divert. My people like Top FM 105.3 we on the air. Ina, shout, Sheku Koroma.
0776 105 881 14 3504 776 105 105 881 14 3504 the number support wonderful time 776 105 105 881 14 3504 you're going to be live here on the show.
Play Alex Tiulu. Producer correct. Oh, tonight we beg to this day. I beg to differ, my people. If it's not correct, we go talk them so. From 9 o'clock till 12 midnight, we still think up.
Put a call through on 776-105-105, 881-143504. 776-105-105, 881-143504. The number to put it through, you're going to be live here on top 105.3. 776-105-105, 881-143504. All right, so I think we can go ahead with the show. It's coming. I'm going to let you guys know. Okay, this person. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, Daniel. Where do you join us from?
My name is Brent Johnson, calling from Grangeville, but came for the program. I'm based in Moravia. Yeah,
All right.
actually, I would,
So
like,
you-
I would like to.
Okay, go ahead.
I would like to speak what on my mind due to what I saw today. Yeah, it was my first time visiting the county, but actually what I saw and how I feeling ain't really going down well on me. So
All right, we will talk that on tomorrow morning. You can follow the radio tomorrow mornings. 7 o'clock is the top monitor word. Citizen Express, concern, and then so the panel they are discussing the specific topic. So you've been following, so you can just make a contribution. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, you can follow us tomorrow in the morning on the TMT where you have the time to express your concern. Thank you.
no problem.
All right, so Mr. Wright, you guys can take over his call coming in. I will let you know. Unmute your
Mr. Ray, we
microphone.
can't
We're
hear
not
you.
getting you.
They think I gotta get a billion. You gotta be ringing and telling me this thing.
Mr. Wright, unmute
Welcome
your
to the
mic.
show, Mr. Nippet.
The mouse is on
Mr.
me.
Ray, we can't hear you.
Right.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Nippet.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mr. Wright, Mr. Wulu, the veteran. I don't know who is our guest, but whoever the guest is, I thought Fadiga is on. If he's on, then I want to welcome him and those in the radio and television landscape. My pleasure. So, thank you.
Thank you. We're doing Mr. Fadiga. Hopefully he comes on a family engagement, so you're going to be on late. So we're waiting to hopefully he joins us later. But in the meantime, here's what I want us to play. I want to play the Mr. Wilmot Pay accusation.
Yeah, Mr. Wright, I have a caller. Can we
Accusation.
put them in?
Okay. Go ahead.
I guess you've been following the show.
Yeah.
Go ahead, let's hear you.
Yeah.
Mr. Wright, go ahead, sorry. I felt maybe the person was serious. Go ahead, sorry, Chief.
Mr. Wright, you are muted. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Damn it. This is becoming a real trouble now on my part. It's not good. I got to do better. But I said I agree with everything P is saying. All the P accusation, I agree with it. I think that's the reason why he was removed. And he acted like a punk when he did not talk while he was there. He knew they would do about to remove him. He should have talked while he was leaving. But he kept quiet, acted like some pacifier in a baby in his mouth, and signed his way out of there. And now that he's out, almost a year going to 2, he wants to talk. You know, that's what they call commentary after the game. You're lucky that people like me out here want to listen to you. So we're going to play it and hear what he has to say. I mean, a lot of videos out there, you know, like he's talking on. We'll begin the conversation. Hopefully the guest joins us, and then we'll get back to the scheduled program. But for now, we're going to listen to Mr. William Pay, and then we'll come back and talk about what he's saying, give our individual analysis about it.
The party, the people who don't know that, they are fighting hard to replace Unity Party. They know that they're targeting all the potential people in Unity Party and fighting them, thinking that will give them the advantage. That is the strategy. That strategy will not work. It will not work. It will not work. They will not succeed. They will not replace Unity Party. Let them try hard. They can look for all the money. And I have been in politics since 2005 in this country. I know that money does not win elections. Money does not win. It can help you, but it will not win elections. I don't care what you do. You can party, you can keep it, you can put it in warehouses or whatever, you can loot it, however way you want to do it, it cannot help. If money were to help, then time that day, George Weah is the president of Liberia. George Weah is the president of Liberia. Liberians are not foolish people. What kind of nonsense is that? They want to...
You know what? I take it back. I do not agree with this part of what he just said. William Pay has spoken like a pure political novice. What? Money cannot win you elections? Which part of the war is it coming from? Where? Man, I can't believe what he just said. What? Do you know what happened to Joseph Boyka? How Joseph Boyka got to the second round? He will pay if he knew what happened. How Boyka campaign picked up and it got to the second round, he would not be talking that. Boyka had to rely on the Liberian people here to raise money every day and night to get him to the second round. He could not leave Monrovia because there was no money. Come and ask people here in America. Come and ask them. They will tell you. The Rombian Pacts, he had to raise money for them. The Rombian corporations to raise money for them. Ask the Obama campaign. How many donations they didn't receive from individual Americans? So to say that money can't win election, what he didn't say was money with poor campaigning cannot win you election. Money with good campaigning win you election. Good campaigning without money don't win you election. That is a configuration right there. And he needs to understand that. Money plays a huge role in political campaigning. In fact, without money, you can't go nowhere anyway. Nowhere. So William Pay, on that note, I disagree with you. I really do. I do not agree with you on that. Money is a huge, huge part of political campaigning. All right. Let's do a quick round on this one. And a lot of videos to play, but let's do a quick round on this one. First of all, when he says they're trying to remove Unity Party gurus, who are those? The guy from the port. When did he start being a Unity Party person? Madara Kopa, is she a Unity Party person? Because the list there, you go around. and find out and just pick them up. These are not Unity Party, gurus, as you want to call them. If they are members, they probably just join. And you consider join because maybe they want to get close to the president. But these are not diehard Unity Party partisans. So I don't know what you mean. Who trying to do? I know he and Coon, they're having this back and forth. So if you see that Coon people trying to remove these people, they're because they are vulnerable. They are not real, Unity Party partisan. But you can't move God of Mo Ali. Mo Ali been around all along. You got to reach a higher hierarchy of the party. Now, if you're talking about, I don't know what it means, Sharif or Sharif, the guy at the port, yeah, he just came on board. Madala Koba, yeah, she just got there. These are people that are not on solid grounds. But to talk about it, if you go through the list that he put up there, no, I don't think they can be able to unseat some of the people that I saw on there. No, I don't think it's possible. But in any case, let's spend some time on it. Mr. Cassell, let me come to you. Your take.
My take on what Pace said?
Yeah, what he said about money can't win you elections and somebody trying to remove people so they can take over. I don't know what you meant by that. You're speaking political tone.
Yeah, what he said was very cryptic.
Yeah.
Nobody with all their faculties intact in 2026 would tell you that money doesn't win election. I guess what he thinks is that the out of persuasion without money will win people elections. No, it doesn't work that way. I know for sure in the United States, you got to have money. That's a mission critical part of every candidate's push for office. Fundraising. Okay, you got to have the funds. You may have, you might be a very smart, articulate, very eloquent candidate, but that's not good enough. The money brings out the voters. And that's true for the United States. That's true for, I lived in England. It's the same thing. There's no British politician running for office would say, oh, well, I would just use the ad of persuasion to bring people out. No. You got to have money if you want a successful campaign. Money with your art of persuasion, with your, celebrity and all that. Yeah, but you got to have the money. Bottom line. That's my 2 cents on that. Mr. Nippy?
Yeah, I'm very on. Is that from my dear brother, Mr. Katza?
Yeah, how you doing? So what are your thoughts?
Well, sometimes there is a statement that people who have the nick to wear the jeans do not wear the jeans, and those who have no nick to wear they are given the jeans. The lecture of Mr. P should be sitting down somewhere else instead of talking that money doesn't win the election. I just want to retrospect in 1997 when we ran the campaign of Her Excellency President Sirleaf. I took over the bourgeois island specifically from the area where you have Lipco up to and including Gawra to 12 farm. Money was played. I recall many times Mr. Sirleaf and I would go with the late ADC. And money talked during that time. But why is it that Mr. Sirleaf, President Sirleaf, let me correct myself. Why is it that President Sirleaf did not win the 1997 election? Gold and diamonds were in the forefront. laying the platform to His Excellency President Charles Taylor's ascendancy to the apex of governance. So when someone who has been a Secretary General at this point in time would say that money is useless, does not play a significant part, does not bring people together. Money is the platform to all each political activity that one has to do, or one has to undertake. If you lack of money, you will not win. If you lack of money, you will not win. Yes, persuasion, yes, tactfulness, yes, the plans, yes. In spite of all those things, what is cogent to winning any election, political election, especially when you want to get up there, will be money all the time. So that one there, I think he missed the boat. That's all I say on that aspect about the money. The other thing I have not heard, and so let me just be sent there for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Veteran Smith, have you spoken? Okay, Veteran Smith is busy. Alex, you want to come in?
Yeah, so thank you. Just to say short, like you said, for myself, I differ with that statement that money will only help you, but it can make you to win election. I disagree with him because money make you to do anything that you want to do. Mainly for Liberians, if somebody got money and during campaign time, it's easy to just hold them to vote for you because they are named. If you have money and then you are listening to them, responding to what they want, using your finance, so that you can become a representative or senator. So money can make you win, but it like he is just speaking out of frustration, maybe the way he was removed from office and now being put aside with all of the efforts that they applied in 2023, breaking the government to power and being removed. So they just speaking from out of frustration. That's how I'm looking at it. But I did fall away with that statement that money can make you win, but it can only help you.
Yeah. Okay. You just posted something 25 minutes ago in the chat room. I'm looking at the Top FM Facebook page, and it reads, let me just read the heading here. You said rising tension in Grandview over Tubman Palace Square. What do you mean by that, Alex? What's going on? You're muted.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You getting me now?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, you can be here.
It's okay?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, you can be here.
Yeah, so tomorrow, I think Grand Jida, as you all may be aware, CDC is already in county. Their members are here, and they are waiting Saturday to celebrate the 22nd and many 10 days in Grand Jida County. So, been the issues of the Thomas Party fee is becoming too much tension with Index because they are proposing tomorrow in the morning they're going to be at the Thomas Party fee to build the stage for Saturday celebration, which of course we have the youth and sport. I carry on their peace tournament at that same venue, and they are saying this is not going to work, and the CDC Many things are saying tomorrow morning they're going to be there. So, like other people that are posting on their various Facebook page that are going to be a blog spot tomorrow because they are not going to relent from anyone, maybe stop it then. People from the Anchor 2, they are saying they are going to be their station. Nobody can stop them. So it's a been attention. If you just sorry that we don't bring it live, so I can say we just follow the Facebook page. Yeah, due to some reason we don't bring it live, but the chairmen for CDC from Nema counties are here on the radio. He also talking about they are going to use a fee tomorrow. County attorney has given them 2 days, which is tomorrow and day after, which they had a meeting. But the city mayor is saying that the people already requested for the fee long ago. I think 4 days before even CDC could talk about the fee. So it's already been given to the youth and sport coordinator, Mr. Josh Dubé, and the list is ongoing. So we are looking at it. It's something very much that raising concern in Grand Gila County. Tomorrow, we hope to see what happens if they are going to sit on the round table and settle the issue. That is what we're looking up to. So if you watch the page there, you listen to Avin, we said that, yeah, just this evening after their parade in Zweju, that they are going to be there tomorrow to have that particular stage being built. And nobody can stop them from building that particular stage. And they're going to have the program at the Tomofale Square there.
Okay. So let me go a few clarification. Avin, we said, and the CDC. Okay. So let me go challenging Avin, we said, and the CDC. Okay, I'm getting a feedback. Okay, I'm getting a feedback. At least let me mute you. So Avin, we said, and CDC are challenging the city, the city corporation authority when they said they already get the fee out, and they're saying no, they're not going to accept that. They're going to show up and build their stage for their program. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so they are going. Yeah, they are saying they're going to be there tomorrow to be their stage.
Alvin, we should say that.
So
Alvin, we should say that.
According to Nema County CDC chair, who just appeared here and said the county attorney already given them the 2 days, which of course, according to him, was discussed in meeting.
But the county attorney doesn't issue permit for location.
So from the beginning, it become, it was something that's very much concerning that people even start calling the radio and talking about this. So looking at it, because CDC went there to do a cleaning up campaign right on that particular field that we are talking about. While they were doing the cleaning up, the police came there, invited them to the police station. So right after that, they have a meeting according to Samson Boso William, which they discussed that it will be from place, which is the 26 and 27 requesting for to use a fee. And that the youth sport, if they have to start their tournament, they start their tournament, they will hold on to that tournament for that 2 days, and right after CDC program they continue. But then later on, the county attorney is saying no, it left with the local authority and the city mayors, to grant them that permission. So, but CDC too are saying that with all of this thing, he never wrote them back to say, with my statement yesterday, that you guys have 2 days to use, to notify them, like to tell them that no, you guys can reach out to the city mayor and settle the issue. But what I said yesterday in the meeting, it down hold and left we have to go and settle with the city mayor. So there is no communications from the county attorney according to the CDC chair from Nema County. So the 2 days is being granted for them because they were told in a meeting. So this is why they're going there
Look,
tomorrow to
man.
have that stage being built.
The logic, these people. I'm not trying to cut you. I think you said it.
I think you said it.
Look. Why these people all want to result into Alex?
Mr. Right.
Yeah. No, I think like. Yeah, I'll come in. You want to say something, Fred?
Yeah, I want to get the other side of the story. Sometimes we got to be balanced in the story, so we
You
can
get the
come
other side
to
of the story?
Yeah, I have the other side of the story.
Okay, go ahead.
The letter that CDC wrote did not specify the date and the stadium they wanted to use. So that's where the problem is coming from.
Okay.
So the city is saying you didn't state the date and you didn't state the stadium where you wanted to have it. Somebody have booked it already. And the county attorney was ordered his bond to make that assessment to say we'll give you 2 days. You cannot give 2 days because it's not your office that running to know who booked the fee and all of that. So that he was there trying to resolve, make peace and harmony, but somebody have already booked it. So that's where the disagreement is coming from.
Let me come in there, Mr. Wright.
Come in.
This is a prelude to what I foresee is on the horizon for 2029. You say before the water starts boiling, it simmers. From that simmering, you know that the molecules are trying to interact with each other so that the water reaches its boiling point. The CDC is poised. The CDC, the Congress for Democratic Change, is poised.
CDC is what?
It's on the verge. POISED is poised.
Oh, okay. I didn't get the term. I don't want to.
Okay. It's on the verge of creating a prelude disastrous event come 2029. So they are putting into place these pegs. And the pegs are configured in such a way that when they go to this place, there'll be agitation. They go to this place, there's going to be confusion. They come to this place, there's going to be commotion. And they will gravitate those confusions until you get to 2029. This is what I see from what they are doing in Granjida. And I agree with the veteran when he says that the county attorney, he misplaced himself. He's there when things comes, the legal entanglements in an issue. But in Granjida County, there's somebody that was called the superintendent. There's somebody that was called the county commissioner. There's somebody that was called the mayor. You have the deputy superintendent or county commissioner for administration. What comes the county attorney now to say, we'll give you 2 days. That's confusion. It's a recipe to create chaos in Granjida County. And I think the CDC will do well when it stops these kind of things here. If you want to be a political party, think about good ideas. Start creating conflict bordered on the human lives. Because in the wake of all of these attending issues, the consequences might lead to somebody losing his life, somebody being wounded, a son of Granjida, a daughter of Granjida being wounded. And I think the superintendent must step up to the plate because he is the governing authority in Granjida County. Look at the letter that they wrote. Say, this is your letter that you wrote to us in Granjida. You did not state the day you were having where you were having your convention, the activities that you were doing, the time you wanted the place, the stadium, etc. And until our authority, the local authority in the Leeward areas, begin to faction a political stance on this Congress for Democratic Change, I see trouble brewing, and the trouble we may not be able to handle it in 2029. So I want to stop right there because your thought was you were in transition with your thought before the veteran came into talk. So let me stop right there.
Thank you. I want to go last on this. So let me go to Mr. Cassell. Mr. Cassell, do you have anything to share on this based on the information we've gotten so far? Mr. Cassell, you're muted if you're talking.
Will feel very bad.
Oh, you know,
come here. This is where the president is.
Just give me one quick second. Okay. I don't have much to say, but I think Mr. Nippy said it all. You know, CDC, if they want to run a country again, they have to try to shy away from being controversial and being a party of conflict and chaos. This is a time for them to reinvent themselves, show people that they're ready to, you know, pick up the mantle of leadership when that opportunity comes. But if all you do is, you know, you see shadow in the dark, and you know, you believe that people coming after you, trying to undermine your party and all that, on a county level, village level, city level, and people will be a little bit circumspect. They will say, I think we want these people back. You know, they have learned nothing from the past 6 years in power, you know, and that would be a problem for them. So I think they need to course correct. That's all I got to say.
All right. Thank you very much. Course correct. Yeah, after this, I want us to go to the lines. We're probably somebody going to call and let us know what is really going on. But I'm going to call the two people tonight. Nelly Zoboga, who is the, I think, co-chair for the organizing committee there in Granger with CDC, and Mr. Samson Boso, who is the chair, I believe, for the organizing committee there. Let me tell you, y'all live right there. And if y'all going to allow Mr. Wisa and the individual from NIBA for CDC chair, or whatever his name is, to come and create problem for you there, then you'll need to rethink. Especially you, Nelly, my dear sister. You put in too much energy in this thing. I have told you 2 different times on the morning show that what you have done will only remain etched in our minds if the thing ends peacefully. And you have been speaking peacefully. You have spoken in peaceful languages. In fact, when the thing started, you urged your people to operate in a peaceful manner. And thus far, nothing has happened until now. Well, you only have a day or 2 to climatize this thing that is going good so far. So I'm urging you, Nelly, Samson Boso, y'all don't allow this thing to go down the way people are describing it. It's going to go down. It is not good for your image. It is not good for the hard work that you guys have done. Don't allow this. There are so many places there in Zwedru that you can go to. Find an alternative location. Go there and continue your program. You cannot fight the state. There is no way you can do that. You will only be asking for trouble. That's all I can say. That is my appeal to you guys. You have started nicely. We praise you this morning. We congratulate you this morning on the show. We don't want to come back tomorrow morning and start condemning some of the action that will happen tomorrow. We don't want to do that. I definitely, if I have to condemn the action of few sedition tomorrow, it will hurt because that will be reflected on Nelly's co-chairmanship. That will be reflecting on Mr. Sanson Bosa chairmanship. And it will be too bad because you guys have done so much hard work. So much hard work you have done. People from everywhere across the country have gathered in that city. And you guys are having fun. Don't mess it up. One venue will not spoil your results. You're doing good. If the city said you don't have the permit to be there, the city has the right. Well, if you feel you got the right, go to court. Go to court. And then, but don't say you're going to force away. Put an injunction on the use of the location. So, but don't go force yourself to do that. You are not the law. Don't take laws into your hands. Go to court, get an injunction from a judge. It can still happen. Tomorrow is Friday. You can do that. But don't take laws into your hands. That's what I want to say on that. Mr. Wulu, let's take a few calls on the line. If anybody listening to see what they want to hear what they want to say about this. Mr. Wulu.
You getting me now?
Yeah, is it a delay?
Mr. Rai.
Yeah, let's go to the lines. Yeah, is it a delay? Yeah, let's go to the lines.
All right. So, folks, we will go to the phone lines and hear from you here this evening. Number supported through at 0776 105 105 8114 3504 0776 105 105 881 14 3504. We go on the line because there's 4% here. Hello.
All right. Mr. Dwayne Wheeler is on. Hello, are we live?
Beregato, you are live.
Thank you. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
All right. Good evening to our professors. And if there's any guest, good evening to the guest. The reason I say if there's any guest, because I was writing on the first segment, well, my position couldn't permit me to place a call, so I can't detract the others. But thank you. With this second segment and this topic under discussion, and let me say this. I always say that I learned something from the state podium, especially from Ma'am Yatta, wherein she always say to us in class that it is not what you say, but the way you say it make the difference. Or it is not what you do, how you do it make the difference.
Sure.
Now, the county attorney, who is the Minister of Justice in county, are responsible for all legal matter. If God forbid something should spark out, then of course some of us will squarely shake blame on him. Why? Because after calling for a dialogue conference, now that you give an verdict that this is how I want it to be, granted, both parties you disperse them without understanding. He left and went to Monrovia. Then he used a telephone call that what was said by me yesterday have been revoked. In fact, it is highly political. Therefore, I was urged to recuse myself, SCP for chaos. Even if you are instructed by your bosses what you're supposed to have done as a leader, and you know what started for which you intervened was that, hey, you know what? No. I urge this party to do X, Y, and Z, and I also urge this party to do X, Y, and Z. Though previously I said this, But from what I understood as well, and from what I've looked at, I mean, let it be like this, let it be like that. Then you leave the rest now. But you come out to say your authority says that you should recuse yourself from it because it is highly political. Therefore, the CBT should look, if for any reason they should look forward or look up to the county superintendent and the city mayors. It means you are creating an avenue now for one party to say, hey, you know what? We're not going to listen. Everybody want to show strength. So right there, it creates an avenue for chaos. Now, what we are saying, and we continue to say and we stand our ground is, Grand Julius County is all that we have is bigger than any political party needs to talk about, even human being, because human being came on earth and made Grand Julius County. No human being came and occupy it. No human being is bigger than this land. We all need to put hands on decks to support peace process, to improve the peace, to continue protecting the peace. Nowhere to go. So we urge each and every one of us to remain peaceful and continue to protect the peace of our country. I'm calling on those in the diaspora, in fact, to please come and intervene. I do remember when it started, I text John Akiniwe. I tried to tell me, all right, I call, get him, and I'll find a way to text him, especially Grandidians in the diaspora, to intervene now. It is all about Grandidian, not a political party. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. We pick up another person. Good evening.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Your name, where do you join us from?
Yeah, Fred Bao calling from Zubui.
Fred, welcome to the show.
Thank you. You know, we agree that there are two occasions, but first of all, let's analyze the two occasions. The people said we're having a peace tournament, and CDC having an anniversary. So let's compare the both. And football, we have, let's football, sometimes, more especially the table tournament. You get me?
I get you alive, Chigua.
Okay. Then CDC having an anniversary. And right in front of Thomas Parties there, it's a public error. So first of all, the concerns are, since this anniversary taking place right in front of Thomas Parties, let the football almost 12, mistakes 2, 3, 4 months. You see, but because of CDC now come for the anniversary, let's say it will start. It started on tomorrow, which is Friday. Then they said that they're having a tournament. So first of all, when we agree that they're having a tournament for a tournament, let's compare the two how they call it, said the program. The peace tournament is for what really as Grand Guinean? It's for what? On certain part of the youth, they are grieving what 2% got in missing action up to now. They are informed. And you have peace, you having peace tournament. So they for what? There are some people that will be grieving. They say you having peace. You having peace. Who are those you having peace? This way. Up to which in front of the top part that city. You not use a place. We agree that it's fine. They will not use it. But the peace you are discussing is for what? For? Because now they are all around that in the country.
All right. Thank you. Let's take another person. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Your name, where do you join us from?
Thank you. My name is Daniel Kaye calling from Police.
Daniel Kai, welcome to the show.
Thank you, brother. You see the thing they're talking here? Me, see the Unity Party people to create or idea to stop CDC from having an anniversary. Because since we've been knowing Unity Party, today there are 3 years. The time we were discussing about our superintendent, so who won, and he big all that time. After it came finished, what did we say? He called for peace tournament. He not what then the superintendent. What did we say? He called for peace tournament.
But the photo that the superintendent asking the peace, Okon asking the peace tournament. Was you told that the superintendent is the one that organized the peace tournament?
No one told me that, but it's from people. I say it's from people. Which I think they, brother. The people, other people from your office, and the mayor of people may have a party about red. We'll put everything in color. I know not to be
Chief,
the country.
is the youth and sport coordinator that organized this tournament, not the superintendent. Yeah, let's be real to the issue. It's the youth and sport coordinator, not the superintendent. So the superintendent, not the one that organized the particular leader we're talking about.
Okay, no problem.
And Josh
Straight to the point.
Dubert just left from here, and you listen to him. So Josh Dubert is the youth and sport coordinator.
Yeah, you see, Grand Nigeria, we need peace in Grand Nigeria. We need love. Now we respect our country more than all of us. Grand Nigeria is the country that been built. I will cry for development. I appeal to them. Whatsoever thing that they're doing, whatsoever thing that they're preparing to do tomorrow, that is vision from our mind. Then we come together as one. I want for the superintendent to call both of the party. Let him all a father. Let him say graduate for all. Then you call it both party and talk with them. You call group, or call one or two, one party for the other party, one party for the other party. Talk with them. Say graduate is all we have. That would be peaceful. You will see if when the superintendent talk, when anybody is taking action, then we'll say, the last time the superintendent talked to them. So I appeal to him, if he's really listening to me, or anybody that is very close to the superintendent and listening, then they carry the message to him. We're appealing to him. Now, our people in America, they will not come from America to come make peace for us. They will only talk. They will not cut down. But the superintendent our own grind, and he was going to put people together. For us to be united. He said, united we stand, divided we fall. So I'm taking your Grand Nigeria for every one of us. So I want to really come to speak the talent, but our people and our elderly to hear it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
No man, you can take airtime, you can't studio, you can't.
What the man said? I mean, you want to speak the dollar, and then you call him up?
Post that guy. You can take time. 065 881 1435 04. Pick up this person. Good evening.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, your name, where do you join up from?
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you very much. My name is Isaac Uloba, calling from New Zealand.
Ase Uloba.
Ulobo.
All right, Chief. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. You know, there's something I really want to say. You know that many librarians try to go out there on them. Not every one of them. They got some librarians that get a country hard. But the one they want to get a country hard, they plenty in America, in the diaspora, they just sitting there for nothing. They take party, they put it on their head, they can pretend that they love the but a super man, the whole country, no development will come here. Because the way of doing it, they will teach something will be going wrong and suppose stand by it, they will say, yeah, they pleading, they will look for all type of funny law there. That thing that peace tournament, that destructive tournament there. Because when you go there, you put
why were you referred to? Why if you referring to
Yeah,
the World
because
Peace Tournament at
when
the
you say
Sporting
peace
Tournament?
tournament, my brother, when you say peace, when you're having peace, if you go there, you see a man of human being. For me, and I can't go to the political area there, but I only I can just pass and see. If you see these people, I can't go there. I don't run behind politicians because they can't talk to. So I really let it be. Nobody go in the street for politicians because everything that they can say, that's also fake information. Even there are some people that are politicians who will eat, and the politicians don't get, they can't talk to, so they can't stand by their word. So I can't go in the street for this. But if you go there, last tournament, what they say, they call peace tournament. When you reach there, you will find because nobody can see the serious thing I'm telling you, my brother. So I've seen people when they really want to have tournament, they can pull a tail together. But they when I see all of group coming, then they can't, they just eat outside, they say, yeah, and they didn't want to do. So there are some people when you pay them power, they feel going to find red card.
All
Where
right.
the referee will see. So they'll decide for themselves. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chief. 0776105105 881-143504. We pick up this person. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, near where the Mr. Segonda, welcome to the show, Chief.
Okay. I'm just asking a simple question.
Introduce yourself to the people, not because I call your name. Maybe the brother will not know you.
Yeah, I say Segonda is my name. My question is,
okay,
who is in charge of sporting activity in Grand Jide County? Is it the city mayor or the LFA? Who is in charge of the sports pitches in Grand Jide? That's the only question I'm asking. That's what I want to know. Whether it's the city mayor that's supposed to give fee to a sporting institution, or is the LFA that's responsible for sports in the county supposed to say, yeah, you are the one supposed to use the pitch? That's my confusion. I'm very much confused. Let somebody answer the question for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So 11:30, we will not take calls again. So let's just say 2 minutes. We'll pick up 1 or 2 if we can get you. We can put it through within these 2 minutes. So one person is 1 minute, just 2 quarters, and then we can go back to the panelists for the quarter analysis. 0776105105 881-143504 because this person. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
You want to spoil my ear, right? Drop by my man, please. We're begging you. Yeah. 0776105105 881-143504. 776105105. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, you're near. Where do you join us from?
I'm Roland T. by calling from Telecom Road.
Come again with your name?
Roland T. by calling from Telecom Road.
All right. Welcome to the show there.
Thank you very much, brother. You see, with the Grand Jide, we need to think fast. Too much noise will not develop our country. We need to kind of that. What our friends are doing. We do that. We can always share. CDC today, non-CDC yesterday. Now, when they say UP do this, UP do that. Did they see UP discussing? And they not even post up today for celebrating their birth. They get in place, they get in the football field. Why they can't go there? And they continue to say they need in front the party there. They mean a noise they're looking for. Not correct. Let us get together to understand each other to bring development in our country. Noise can solve problem. Violence can solve problem. And most of the members of CDC today are They were nice. Most of them. And just such probably. We need understanding. So I'm appealing to all grandchildren that will get together to be one, to understand and see how to develop our country. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, folks, that person will be our last and lucky caller here. Yeah.
Thank you.
So let's just go to our panelists here quickly on the show. So thank you for putting your calls through. For those of you that are still trying to call us yet, we beg you just waiting to go.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Wright,
Thank you,
can take
Alex.
over.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I use the last
thank you,
29
Alex.
minutes to chew on what we have heard so far. Let me start with you, Mr. Nippet. Caller responds.
Well, from what the caller said, I think one person or two persons. One asked about whether the city mayor, the superintendent, is responsible for sports activities in the country. According to the FIFA laws, the Liberian Football Association, Ghana Football Administration, Senegalese Football Administration, Guinea Football Administration, is the organizing and responsible bodies in the countries where they find themselves. In the context of that, therefore, the Liberian Football Association is the responsible authority for controlling football. The Youth and Sports is the governing arm of youth activities to create programs for our youth to transition from being drug addicts, waywards, hooligans, to meaningful citizens. Youth ministry is there to re-engineer, restructure the thinking of youth. And that's why they call it Youth and Sports. It is unfortunate that the U.S. Sports Ministry has not matched up with the nomenclature of that institution. And we have our kids marshalling all over, and the incidents of the drug abuse and other uses of hallucinogenic substances parades the corridor of our country. When it comes to the sports administration, because I'm a doctor, reported Kroma, when we had a crisis, I was the chairman of the planning and secretarial committee to have reorganized the Liberian Football Association. And there were several tiers of administrations that followed thereafter. The Samuel Burnett, the Edwin Snow, and Willard Russell's and his group. They followed. It was my committee that came up with the decentralization of sports, but they did not know the methodology or how you decentralize sports, because I am the proponent of that instrument. And once I left the LFA, they could not put that into use. But to answer that caller's concern, it is the LFA in the local jurisdiction that has that responsibility for football activities. And then I heard one of them say they had given them a football fee, whether it is the same football fee under the aegis of the Liberian Football Association or the one that they are clamoring for before whether a mansion or whatever the historical building might be. Whatever it is it has to go through the channel of the Liberian Football Association. And I think I think Grand Jide will hold themselves responsible when this sort of behavior to challenge constitutional authority, when they themselves want to be within that realm of leadership, a decent and logical thinking. So I hope that the people in Grand Jide country will get back to the drawing board, and the superintendents can, the various legislators can help the superintendent in making these kind of decisions, and go back to the instruments that they applied to use the various facilities on the days that they applied to use the facilities, and then come with some mechanics that will envelope a decision to quiet what might turn into a serious problem, because this CDC again has insisted, according to Mr. Wu, that they will build their stadium, their platform, whatever thing they want to use. It's being so adamant and repugnant. When you have people who are not critical thinkers, or you have a group of people who are not thinking about the well-being of Liberia, and their central focus is themselves. Remind me of this adage: me, my, and myself. When I get my stomach full, I don't care about the rest. Is that what you carry the governance? I'm sorry, if that is the posture that they are thinking, then the 2029, which they envisage for which they are posturing themselves, will not be obtained. So I will hasten to advise or to suggest, because I'm not on the spot, to suggest through the medium that the superintendent is quick on his toes, proactive, and join with the leaders of the county to see how they can find a panacea that put this thing beyond them. Otherwise, come the day they are talking about, there'll be bloodshed. I see it coming. And to prevent that from happening, a timely action will sort of ease all of the tensions that are brewing underneath this climate, or what they term to be celebration. I want to stop right there and give the other panelists the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Napier. Thank you. I really do appreciate that clarity you provided there for the callers. At least they have a clear understanding now who has the authority to grant permits for these facilities. Mr. Cassell, let's come to you, sir.
Well, I think Mr. Napier said it all. There's not much to add to that. He was pretty much detailed in his presentation. So,
okay, Burton Smith.
Yes, I think the timing, because if tomorrow should be the official day, I think that was well planned and orchestrated, because all we have been hearing peace prevail. Stakeholders in Grand Jide have talked about peace. They have come on the airway to have dialogue. And what I was hearing, the veteran was hearing, they were going to use the other stadium. So to hear today that they're going to use the identical stadium. And let me bring you to update. The Unity Party of Grand Jide, this was the first event. I know I hear in the quarters condemning what kind of peace conference they are having. What I gather was that this is the local chapter of the Unity Party first event in the history to have in Grand Jide, and they have booked this place. So to condemn, say where they're having peace, I mean, if Grand Jide is for the CDC shouldn't be in trouble. Allow the other party to have the event, especially they did it legally by going to the book to register. You wrote a letter with us specifying the date and the time of the event. So you at the mercy of the mayor to see how they can accommodate you, if they can accommodate you to other stadium, but to demand and say the people who are going to have peace activity and the first event in the history of Grand Jita, you questioning why they having peace event. Nobody questioning the anniversary, why they didn't take it to other area, but they only use Grand Jita for the anniversary. Nobody questioned that. You have good reason why you want to have it. The other people decided to have the first event, Unity Party, first event in the history of Grand Jita. You want to stop them from having the peace, you condemning it? I think that is not called for. And then the timing, all we've been talking about peace. The veteran been talking about peace. Dr. Toa been talking about peace. Other stakeholders been talking about peace. And you waited on the eve of your biggest day anniversary to say trouble going to come. I think people should rethink this. This is about the people of Grand Jita. We love Grand Jita. I'm not from Grand Jita, but I have become part of Grand Jita now. So whoever in CDC that can stop this from happening, do it. Because they told me they were going to Albert White Stadium. That's where everybody said it was good. They would go there, and now we're hearing a different decision. This is not looking good. This is where I would stop. I just wanted to bring the other aspect out. This is Unity Party first event in the history of Grand Jita. The peace something. You can't condemn that. Whether you like it or you don't like it, you can't say why they're having peace something, but that's the first activity. And if you feel you're dominating Grand Jita, you shouldn't be afraid of Unity Party having the first activity. So that's how we add to the discussion, the veteran Fred Smith.
Okay. Veteran Smith, before you go, you brought up another angle in this discussion, and I really want to press you on that a little bit. Because I'm just hearing this one, right? I really, truthfully speaking, I'm just hearing this part of the conversation. When do you know? Let me ask you first of all. Do you go? You're not an official of Unity Party, but you're saying it. So I would like to know if you have more information about this. When did the Unity Party chapter of Grand Jita County talk about this unit? I don't know how you call it again. So unity gathering, a peace gathering,
peace gathering, a peace tournament,
a peace tournament. Okay, peace tournament. Because all along we're having a discussion with Nelly and listen, Nelly, because Nelly usually was on the radio. I've never heard of Unity Party peace gathering. When did you start hearing about it?
When Mr. Newman was on the air, Ellis came with other side for CDC or what he thought was the main issue. Mr. Newman questioned it and saying we have to be balanced as a station in how we report. We have to get all sides of the story.
True.
Being a veteran reporter, I thought it my duty and being part of Top FM to seek more information. And that's why I learned that the problem in the case was they did not ask, they wrote a letter, but they didn't ask for the date. They didn't ask for the venue that they wanted to use. That was a sticky issue. Then I heard from my reliable source that also this is the first event sponsored by Unity Party within Grand Jita County and the peace tournament, and they booked the venue for that. So based on those two information, I said, okay, now if I go on the air, I can go on the air, I can balance things up. And if I hear only one side of the story, I can bring the other side of the story, because that's what Mr. Newman said he was not hearing on the night when Ellis brought the information. So I seek us for people who on the ground locally, who I think can give me the information, the veteran one, and that's what I gather.
Okay. And that's good journalistic work. But again, I want to ask a question. When did you start hearing about the peace tournament? Because as I said, you and I and many of the panelists on this platform, I know Mr. Kase don't do the morning, Mr. Nippy don't do the morning. You, myself, Alex, and other people, we do the morning. We appear there. consistently. And we've been talking about the issue of CDC anniversary consistently. And I never heard of Unity Party tournament. That's what I'm asking you. When did you start hearing about Unity Party tournament? Now, the reason I'm asking is because again, like you said, we're trying to be balanced on the air. Because a Unity Party waited until what we in Labrador Palace was in last minute of time. And then the book that's filled, the same location that cities are supposed to use, then they're playing politics. Then they are playing politics, very dangerous politics too. Because Nelly Zumuga she comes on the air most of the time, and Unity Party partisan call on the air. They never talk about peace tournament, at least from my perspective. No one heard about it until tonight. I'm shocked. Absolutely shocked. So let's clearly air on this, Veteran Smith. When did the Unity Party book this location? This same location that CDC is supposed to be using.
I think we've been hearing about the tournament, but they haven't really put it on a peace tournament. But it all have been along. We've been talking about it. Now, with the question you should ask, and you're asking me, where did they book it? I think the mayor office and the office responsible of booking.
No. That's
No. You asked me a question, and I'm responding to the question.
No, but you want me to modify the question? Your modification really is
okay. Because you're asking me the question when they book it. So the date where they book it is in the book of the mayor office. That's where they told CDC. And then that's when the Attorney General decided we have to find peace in between. And when they found out that he don't have the authority to do that, then that's when it went back to the same old thing. But they book it first. The question is, CDC never required the date, the venue, and the time when they wanted to use it. So somebody did. So if CDC had asked for a date, time, and venue, then the discussion we're having now would be a different discussion, but it did not. Okay. They started cleaning the venue, and that's when they said you cannot clean it. And that's where all the discussion started from. Yeah.
Imagine the question was, when did you start hearing about Unity Party having the peace tournament?
You've been bringing it up to everybody here. They've been having a tournament. You've been bringing it up. It's just that you haven't been giving the balanced story to say what happened in between. You've been giving CDC side of the story. You've been giving CDC side of the story.
Veterans are coming. So
I just gave the other side of the story.
Veteran cannot come in.
Yeah, but you should have given that before. You should have given that before when you came.
No, I coming. Veteran are coming. Veteran are coming. Are coming. You just talk about sensory. When I came here on the show, I think it was somebody last week. I think Monday, where Mr. Wright was not here, and you guys asked me what is ongoing in Grand Jida County. And I gave you that update. I told you clearly that CDC wrote a notification letter informing the city mayor that they're going to be having their anniversary celebration meeting in Grand Jida County. But then the issue there is they never specified a particular area to have this event. And I think 2 days ago, after that, they also went at the party field there, right in front of Tome Palace, and start to clean the area. While they were cleaning the area, they sent police, and the police invited them. So when they left, they went home. That was the time from that particular day Even I, Alexander Douglas, stopped to hear about the community league by the youth and sports coordinator. So when you ask me, I gave you that particular update that the people, even though they never mention, but they notify the city mayor. And then now the Unity Party, and the youth and sports coordinator is organizing the league and proposing that they want to use that same venue that city wants to use. That's what I said here. So I think you say you're talking about balancing story, and you call from the Unity Party side, you could have called something Boso with and found out from how this go, because that was the update I gave you. And I told you that the people started proposing that they want to use, and they will be hosting their tournament, and then later on, they come up with a conclusion that the fee had been given to them. That's what I said the last time. I said the youth and sport coordinator said the city mayor granted the permission to use the fee. And they have a meeting between both parties. The county attorney said to them, and I was quoting something Boso with him. And I said something said, because myself having what's happening about the venue, how you guys are going to do it. If the city mayor refuse to give you the palace fee, what will be your next action? And something told me that the fee, the county attorney come in and they'll be giving you 2 days. Since they are proposing that the league is starting on the 22nd, and the 22nd is the arrival days in Grand Judah, we have nothing to do with the fee. But the 26th and the 27th, they are going to give her the fee. The county attorney already settled that, so we don't have problem. And that same day, I was to call the city mayor that morning, and having the city mayor number. So saying he said they already settled it, there's no need I call to say what's about the fee or what going on, because he said it. And then before then, after the county attorney said no, they can handle it along with the city mayor. So that was the update. I just gave that date, and you say an abandoned stories, and I come out to say that the person that have the problem, you go to the person, require from the person. The youth and sport don't have problem. The youth and sport grant the permission to use it. So who complain? Who is forcing to use the fee? Even if problem come us, it is the CDC Grand Judah chapter that's continued to push. So they are the one who will be questioning. That what kept me to those guys and continue to asking. Because if I go to George Rubel, the coordinator, and you say we already been given the fee to use. So do you think George Rubel have the problem that I will be questioning him? Why I say so? Why I decide to do this? No. So my update I gave you, it was banners, and I gave it to you. That's why Mr. Numa asked me last time. I told him, a number of CDC generated before you say, because I just gave him the update and I telling you what is going on in the county.
Okay.
So these are things that are happening, Mr. Wright.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks. You see, this is the balance we needed to have.
Okay. Can I respond?
Yes, please.
I only come from the idea of that night when he gave his, Mr. Nemo is a journalist, he a writer, might not be a broadcaster, but there's some similarity between broadcasting and newspaper. You asked a tough question, and for Mr. Nemo at that night, he felt that the story was not balanced, something was missing. Upon that, I said, let me go and ask the people in Grand Judah, my sources or source, what's going on? Because Mr. Nemo was asking the same identical question. Who were the first to book it and what happened? So when I asked my source that CDC never requested the date that they want to have it and the venue. So that was in dispute. They never have it. But then when they went back, they were told that another organization have booked the place. And that's when the Attorney General got involved to see how it can be resolved, because the tournament have already started and he wanted to give a break, 2 days break in between the tournament for CDC to have their activity. So we started looking at the key points, and by then the reason why I'm bringing the unit, when they started, I just wanted to know who, from my source, who is having this function. And they said the Unity Party in Grand Gila County, this is the first activity that they're having, and they book it. So upon hearing that information, I said, whenever we go on the air, if I hear a story that is not inclusive with everybody, then I'm going to bring these ideas up, because that's how you have a balanced station, balanced radio, and we are respected for that. So if we hear one side and we don't hear the other side, then I will bring it in. So that's the only reason why you see me coming out strong. Usually I depend on the people in the county to do the story, to bring the issue up. But when we question, numerous question that something is missing, is not balanced, that's when the veteran get involved to find out what was missing. And that's what I found out.
Well, great. I mean, I think we really got enough information to chew on. I can tell you, Mr. Nepe, Mr. Cassell, I still haven't got an answer to the question that I asked, which is, when did we start hearing about the Unity Party or peace tournament? I don't think we're gonna the Tubman Pilot Field. I don't think that was the Albert White Field, but the Tubman Pilot Field. When did we start hearing that? Because the reason I asked that, if we can get to the bottom of that, it takes out the politics from it. No, CDC messed up on day one. You cannot, abstractly book a place. It doesn't happen nowhere on earth, especially the public space. When you want a public space, you go to the requisite authority, you stick clearly in writing, or you follow the guidelines. If the guidelines say you can only have 5 persons at that location, you're going to stay, say, I'm going to have 5 people there. If they say that place open at 2 a.m., you say, I'm going to be there at 1:45 a.m. 15 minutes before you open, I'll be there. I mean, you follow the guidelines and you stick clearly the location. Some people even get coordinates. North of this, south of this, west of this one, all of that to do that, because they want to be very clear. Because you're a political institution, especially from the opposition. So you want to make sure you cover all your, in America, we say your rear or your backside. But the fact that they did not stipulate in clear terms where they want to be, at what time they want to be there, and for how long, how many people they're going to be taking there, the security they're going to, put in place there to maintain peace and tranquility while they are there, I think we can hold that against them. However, they wrote and said, we want to, book this location, but no time. All the juicy information that's supposed to follow their intent never went through. But what I'm sensing is that, now I could be wrong, and that's why I really wanted to know when we started hearing about the Unity Party Peace Conference, because it is my assumption, my theory, that after the Unity Party, let's be clear now, this is a Unity Party administration. When the local authority in the county realized that CDC had blundered by not including all the other information, relevant information that would give them the legal right or to grant them the legal permit to be at that location, they quickly move. They make the move. Now, we can argue that it was political, but we can establish that. We can say, they had the intention all along, but they were just late. But when they realized that the people that went first, CDC in this case, didn't fill out the form correctly or have missing information, they took advantage of that loophole or that you know, that crack, and they file their request, and they have all the information they needed, so they were granted the place. But if they did that, then let's be clear and call it the spade a spade. They acted in a political way because they knew exactly what they were doing. Because if you wanted to host a tournament, a peace tournament at that rate, you do not take advantage of CDC blunder. CDC would have come back and said, "Oh, you know, we're sorry. We'll fill out the rest of the information, you know, and get the place." Or like what is done here, the normal administrative procedure. The governing authority says, "Oh, excuse me, I went through your form. It's missing this information. This, we cannot, you know, grant you your permission until you come back and fill the form with the requisite information." That's what people do. That is the standard operating procedure. We call it the gold standard everywhere around the world. If I come first and I fill out my form, if something is missing, if you ask me, does it provide this information at this time, and I don't give it to you, you have every right to move on to the next person. But in this case, CDC was not giving the right of passage. Every one of them have filled out form. We all have filled out form. And we have left out very pertinent information on forms. But even on your application, they're going to call you back. HR call you. So, you know what I mean? I went through your application, but I don't see your address here. In fact, there's a gap in your application. You said you did the job August or January of 2026. You know, but there's a gap here between between June and January. Did you do anything in that middle, in that period, or did you go to school to gain additional skills? You would explain that. That's what to do administratively. It is standard practice. In this case, the relevant authority did not do that. They played politics because they did not notify CDC to come back and fill out the form correctly. Instead, they allowed the Unity Party people to come and take advantage of CDC blunder.
Let
me Mr. Nippet. Let me bring you in.
Okay.
That is not a standard practice worldwide. That is politicizing your civil administrative duties. You are there to serve the public interest, not a particular party interest. In this case, I'm going to tell you the blunder they did. Because Veteran Smith, who went on the ground to find out information, cannot tell me when they started talking about the peaceful tournament or the peace tournament. And I was on the radio. Veteran, and myself were on the radio. We'll go on the radio every morning. They never talk about this. Never once did I hear about peace tournament. And Unity Party folks call on the radio in the morning when opening the lines. They do. They call and they criticize. And not once did anyone on the call say, "Oh yeah, we're having our peace tournament on that same day or within the same week." No. This is what I'm talking about, the politicized, CDC missteps. And the misstep, it's not incompetence. Every one of us does it. Every one of us. Nobody's immune to that. If you fill out form, that you have made a mistake on forms before. CDC did that, it should have been called back to provide that relevant information. Now, if they have refused to do so, then the authority will take the next person in line. You have lost your right of passage. Mr. Lippy, comment, please.
Well, thank you very much. What I think I can ascribe to is that when you are filling up application form, you want to make sure that every detail match exactly what you have been requested of. by the HR, by the employer, or whomever is affording you that opportunity, because it's an opportunity, it is not a right. So when you're asking for a space to have a program, the details must match the thought pattern for the events you want to hold. In the absence of that, when you make your own blunder, it's just like if you were taking a quiz or taking a test. You send in the test paper, then you ask the teacher, say, and the B part, I didn't do that. The teacher will not even, the teacher back is trying to you. It is often said, when we were in school, when we were in class, before you put any document out, reread that document. You cannot, you should not, you must not. It is inconsistent. When you send in a paper, that paper is not assumed to be. The paper is setting to be correct. Your application for job, the human resource officer will not call. If I were a human resource officer, I'll give you an application form, and I found scratches on that form that you're not qualified. If I give you a form and you had you are at liberty to put in the information, the relevant information that you were asked for on that form, and you didn't put the information there as were needed, necessary, must have been there, the first thing that comes to that person thinking is that we want to consider Mr. John Doe, will he be able to do this job? Because this is a sloppiness. John Doe will not be able to do this job. This guy is a sloppy man. This man needs a job, because a job is not a want, it's a need, commensurate with the desire for employment. And if you who have that desire commensurate with your interest to be put in a particular place, negates the fact of answering, dotting all the I's and T's, the man who comes after you, or the lady that comes after you, whose paper is excellent, will take the job. Whom do you blame? You blame yourself. So, the Congress for Democratic Change should have written a letter requesting for informing the city of its desire to hold its annual celebration, whatever terminology they wanted to use, and say, we will be convening this program as follows: date, place, time. And when all of those needed information shall have been filled out, then you ask, look forward to your consideration of us having the event as described. But when you fail to detail what you should have done, and I come from behind you and know that you did not do that, and my application goes in and says June 10 at 2 o'clock. I'm coming with 300 persons.
Mr. Nepe, let me ask you a question, sir.
No, let me finish now. Let me finish, because my thought is thought is latent within the mind, and when you are putting intrusions and all things, can sway you off.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I understand that. Go ahead.
Yeah. It should have been detailed. Detailed in the sense that the date on which you want to have it, what kind, first of all, describe the event. After you have described the event, you go to the date, the time you're going to have the event, the number of persons going to be coming. If the event will require a ticket, you say the ticket with the and the cost and everything, you have to put it there. So when you shall have completed all of the needful information on that form, any subsequent person that comes the administrator will say the place has been booked. In the absence of that, therefore, you have opened yourself to a second party. The person look at your application form and look at, I'm going to be hypothetical here to use Mr. Kiase's name now, and look at Mr. Kiase's application form and see that Mr. Kiase has all the details required for the usage of that facility. I'll give it to Mr. Kiase. You can come and beat on your drum. The question is, you negated your responsibility. The things you should have done, you did not do them. Now, who do you blame? I think CDC should be looking on the brighter side of things instead of dulling itself into this realm of confusion. It will do well if it wants to position itself for the 2029 to start doing certain good things now. Good things that will ring in the mind of the people that, oh, we can give them a second chance. But if these are the different structures, because I think these activities are structured. If these structures activities are bent on disturbing the peace of Grand Gila County, then it is a litmus test towards what comes in 2029. And should that be the case, I think it will be a difficult thing for them to overcome the hurdles that they will have placed in front of themselves. I think they have themselves boxed into a maze. And if they get into that political maze, to find the outlet into the tunnel of light will be a difficult thing. And that's why I want to stop right there. Yes.
Okay. So I have a question to ask you. The question I want to ask you, are you, I mean, you are a very experienced diplomat. You work in administration for a very long time. So no one else is well positioned to answer this question other than you. Are you saying that when an applicant leave out a pertinent information on an application or any form for that matter in a public within a public institution or a public setting, you are telling me those that are processing that form don't make the effort to get to that applicant and say, oh, excuse me, hold on, Mr. Archie Wright, you want to use our facility, but this is what you're missing on your form. And we cannot issue this permit to you until we get this information. Are you saying this is not the standard practice? Mr. Nipper?
Standard practice varies from policy to policy. Standard practice is not like a rigid kind of stuff. In an A company, the policy will state certain thing. In a B policy, the guidance, because don't forget.
No, Mr. Nippet, we're talking. Let's keep this in context.
No. I can't. No. This is an ABC way of answering questions.
No. It's not ABC way. I'm not saying tell your answer. I'm saying let's deal with the institution that is in question here. It is a government.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You have to give it a chance.
That was a private company. This is not a private entity that CDC went to. CDC went to
government institution. No, there are various levels. The LFA operates not on the government guidelines.
What?
The LFA, the Liberian Football Organization, operates under the FIFA Federation of Sports.
No, Mr. Nippy, stop it.
FIFA sets the guidelines, the conduct, the rules appertaining to.
FIFA doesn't tell you.
No, you're talking about Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright.
Yes, sir.
The government institution that you're making reference to is the Ministry of Youth and Sports. That's a government institution. They don't only like the Minister of Youth and Sports. The converse is that with the ministry, with the Liberian Football Association.
No. Let's stay in context, because here
we're
talking about the granting permit to the usage of the facility.
Yeah, the LFA.
And we have it's not LFA. It's the article, the city government.
It's the LFA.
Mr. Napier, the city government, did they apply to?
You're talking about the football fee. You're talking about the football fee. The football fee in the Republic of Liberia is controlled by the LFA.
The usage of the facility.
Which facility? The house? Is that you talking about a hall, or you talking about a football stadium?
The football field, which is governed under the city law.
It's football field. It's administered by the LFA.
I can understand the technicality.
I'm coming, Mr. Wright. Let me give you some clearance here, some clarification here. The Anthony Totman Stadium is not being operated by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. It is the LFA that conducts the game, that structures it. The league system is being structured by the LFA under the aegis of the Federation of Football Administration.
I think we're missing one point, Mr. Napier. We're
not missing the point. Our point here is the usage of the football team.
The Antoinette Totman Stadium is a national facility. It is not operated by the Monrovia City Corporation. It is not operated by the Monserrato County. It's not. It is operated by the LFA, the Liberia Football Association, under the Ministry of Youth and Sports. That's a national facility. It is quite different from what we're talking about in Zwedru.
Mr. Wright.
If the Albert T.Y. Sports Center becomes a national facility, of course, then your argument will be, on track.
But are you saying to me when you want to play football, you want to play a tournament in Grand Gila County, you will not involve the Liberian Football Association? Is that what you are saying?
No, you will involve them, but you will not involve them. You're not going to seek permission to use the facility because they do not run the facility.
But the facility is on that arm of
it is
the football
not a national
facility,
Mr. Napier. It is not. It is.
Is it a private facility?
No, it's not. But it is wrong.
But if it is not a private facility, if it is not a, let me arm you with the information that you need.
I know the information.
What you're doing now, they call it the paralysis of analysis. I mean,
Well, look, Mr. Casa, let have you say something here too. Do you see the distinction here? He's talking about the LFA, granting permission. When the facility in question, it's not a national facility. It's run locally by the city corporation.
Notwithstanding, the LFA structured the games.
But why should the LFA become a player in the conversation? Well, they got nothing to do here.
No, you can't say that.
The is concerned.
That's why they have the LFA in all of the counties.
Oh God.
Oh yes, the LFA.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah,
the LFA will run the sport itself. In this case, they do not run the facility. It is run by the city corporation. We have established that.
So there's a collaboration right there, right?
Okay. All right. I see where you're going with this.
If you have collaboration, if there's a collaboration,
let's get back to the meat of this conversation. Since he messed up the application,
so they failed.
Okay, but since we go back to correct the application,
Mr. Wright,
the application, Mr. Napier.
Mr. Wright,
Mr. Wright, practice.
Mr. Wright, what I understand you want to do is to Rexel write a dead issue.
No.
CDC is not Lazarus. For Jesus to come and
that issue.
It's a dead issue. When you fill up an application and the pertinent information, you deny yourself of the right to usage of that area.
No.
You want to tell me if you want to look for a job, and the application was given to you, and you took the application home and you fill out all the things, then you left us some point. The human resource person will run behind you and say, "Oh, no, come back here, come, Mr. Bright, come." There is where the assessment begins of your competence to handling that job.
Oh God!
Because yes, there is where it begins. They say, "I give you small thing and you did not do right. How can I give you a big tax?" The Holy Bible says that. If I can trust you in small thing, then I can trust you in bigger thing if you did well with a small thing. The Holy Bible is on point on that. So if you went to go look for a job and the value of that opportunity, my United is an opportunity. And the value of that opportunity to fill out their application form and what have you, and you bring the application form the next day, you think the human resources person will run behind you? After your car had left the place, or after you have walked away and say, "Oh, Mr. John Doe, he did not fill out number 9, number 10, he didn't fill it out, number 12." Then the subsequent person that comes does everything as structured on that piece of paper. Who do you think they will take? Who do you think they will take? No, I ask you that question. Of the two persons who have applied,
we are missing apple and oranges here.
No. They're not about pear and grapes.
Very
bad.
You know, and I know there's a standard practice of these things.
But that's why that's what I'm saying. The standard practice is that I give you an application form, you fill up everything that is necessary on that form.
You work in the embassy environment. If you don't, you're telling the Liberian people here tonight that in the time that you were at the Liberian embassy, no one had come there and left out information on the forms, the application form.
No. You see, you're talking about service. You are equating service to employment. They are diametrically opposed.
Okay. All right.
So you take yourself right there. They are diametrically opposed. I work at the embassy. I'm coming. I work at the embassy at the time as the political and consular officer. I'm coming, Mr. Wright. And you came to the chancellery for your documentation, visa, for instance, and you did not put in. The option is left with the consular officer to even deny you. It happens at the American embassy.
On the basis of what?
Because you didn't put in all of the information, the consular officer can deny you.
Right to be asked if I have the information that I left out.
How many times has the consular officer at the U.S. embassy called the applicant and said you didn't put out the information? How many times? How many times have they not just look out 200 persons and only talk about 10?
Information. Your form is live there. They will send you email. You will need to take a look at your application. There may be a missing information that you need. You go back there and you fill it out again. They will even work with you as many times as possible. Because you know what, like you said, they're providing service. That is at the response. You see, you are talking about Mr. Wright, you are missing the language here. You are missing the language. You are talking about discretionary assistance or treatment. No, it's not discretionary. That's the point. I said standard. It's not discretionary.
This is why, let me tell you, Mr. Wright, this is why we can not issue you visa with our prejudice. You see, many times somebody take their passport to the chancellery, and the consular officer visa denied. Can you go back there and ask the consular officer why he denied my visa? Or are you trying to suggest to the public now that we must always do the Liberia thing here.
No,
Now, when somebody fails on something,
Mr. Nippy, I've been
that's what you are saying.
It's not a Liberian thing. It's a standard operating procedure. You go to the public.
But
let me say something to you. Let me say something.
No, let me finish with my own. Let me finish with my own, Chief. Just a moment. If they were so, I'm speaking of young people now. If they were so, each person, any person, all persons who went to the embassy of the United States consulate section will fly to the United States of America. But it is not so. That's why when 200 persons were to had applied, sometimes they give 10. That's under the ambit consideration of the consular officer. Unless you want to do the Liberian thing, then you go run behind the man and speak. Oh, my man, you missed number 10 answer. No, they don't do that.
Again, you are confusing the listening audience. You are desperately confusing the listening audience. You're talking about quota. We're talking about filling out forms. So why are you bringing in quota? I mean, I don't understand this. I read it done.
No, we're not talking about quota here. I'm just telling you if you ask me a specific question when I was at. Now, that is a direct question, Mr. Wright. When you were at the Chancery of even though you say embassy, the Chancery of the Embassy of Liberia, would you call an applicant and say, oh, you made a mistake, you made a mistake, you made a mistake? The consular officer, the consulate will reserve the right to issue you a visa or not, even if you pay or when you pay.
No,
it happens all over.
Mr. Nepe, okay. Let me ask you the question then. If you say you're discretionary, no, it's not. That would be considered bias. Because if I came there to get, hold on, Mr. Nippet, if when I come there to get a service, I fill up a form and I left out information, and you said based on that you deny my application, I'm going to come back to ask you on the basis of what you have denied my application. You will tell me. You're on an obligation to tell me. Oh, because you left out the information. Hold on. Because I left out my address. So you deny me? That is the question I'll be asking. Mr. Nippet, I'll be suing you in the church all the way to heaven. You know that. And I'll be within my right to do so.
Mr. White, let Mr. Cassell come in on this here. Because the question about a number of persons going for visa at an ABC embassy.
It's not you're trying to infuse quota. We don't need quota here.
No,
it's a simple issue. I went to get a public service. I mistakenly left out information. And you seen, because I left out a public information, I should be denied. And I'm saying,
has there ever been a denial of a visa by the U.S. Embassy for somebody now appropriately filling up the form?
If that happens, that person will have the right to administratively inquire on the.
They go back to the embassy.
But they are lunch call.
Because there are many times
they do have legal officers there who would want to look into that. Administrator and say, why did you deny the person? Because no, Mr. Nippet, you know this thing is legally out of the norm what it did. You know that. As soon as you're going to go fight, let them go to the court and place an injunction on the.
But you are asking CDC now to go and place an injunction for their failure to have done what they should have done.
No, because you know what? They should have been called to say, you know, you were the first applicant, and we look at your application, and it was missing information. We call you. Let it establish that they call CDC and say, provide this piece of information so that we can be able to process your form and CDC fail. But if they didn't do that, it took another applicant ahead of CDC.
Did anybody coerce? Let me ask you a question. Was CDC coerced to go and fix an application or apply for the field or whatever they did in Grand Gila? Or it was the CDC itself that decided to apply? Was it CDC that decided to apply?
We all know the answer to that question.
No, I want you to answer. Let the public hear you.
No, okay, all right. They went on.
If they were CDC, I will answer that question.
Answer the question. Answer the question. They went to do it on their own. It was on their own accord. They went to do it.
They went to do it. So they should have known exactly what they wanted to do, right?
Oh Lord. We're coming back to the same place again.
Oh no, but
yes,
if you
should have known. I agree.
Yeah,
yes, they should have known.
Okay, so when failure comes about, do you blame the person who applies the stricter measure, or do you blame yourself for failing?
Oh Lord. Mr. Nepe, I think you're trying to politicize here tonight. You're telling me. No, but I mean, I really can get it. You're telling me in a public setting, that person is going to fill out information and then leave out some part of the information, and the entity there is not going to up against the court and back to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, you left the information. You need to come in and provide it." Are you saying that's like a standard operation procedure?
Mr. Ray, let me wind down on this conversation with this point. CDC wants to be a governing party.
Oh.
CDC wants to lead Liberia.
Why do you keep bringing a different angle to this conversation? Let's stay with the primary cause of the argument. You brought in quota. Now you're bringing in governance. No, forget about governance. Let's stay with administrative SOP.
Okay, the SOP are talking about administration. When they get into the play, the administration will be doing. You talk about governance. Governance is administration. The two words are interchangeable. Governance and administration. Government just means group of people come together to see about certain things happening. The administration there. With all administration, how will you govern? With all administration, can you govern? I ask you the question. With all administration, can you govern? No, answer this question. With all administration, can you govern?
What is the point?
Oh, the point there is, if Mr. Nepe want to be the governing authority tomorrow and making these flimsies, errors, and then they expect for Mr. Wright to run behind him, it tells Mr. Wright exactly what he's going to do tomorrow. So Mr. Wright, who sees another candidate that comes in and applies properly, the conduct of that person's activity will be taken under due consideration or appropriate consideration. Unlike Mr. Nepe, who sloppily filled up the application form. You have to be right. Let us start the Liberian business here. Let us start the Liberian thing here. Because that the Liberian thing you're talking, nowhere in the world, you don't must stand up right there. You go and fill out application form, and the needful information were absent on it, and the human resource person will run behind you with a truck. And if you got on your plane, they will telephone you, "Oh, come back next week because you had two answers that were not." There's nowhere. There's nowhere. No, there's nowhere.
No, Mr. Nepe, you are conveniently trying the very best here tonight.
You CDC case here.
To prolong the conversation, but I can understand that.
Don't play CDC card here.
I am not playing CDC card. I am playing
CDC failed. They failed,
and I've acknowledged that. They did
so when you fail now, they resurrect the failure to pass it.
But the failure there should have been rectified by an administrative standard.
Oh,
this is where you don't want to accept, Mr. Nepe. You don't want to accept that. They made a blunder. I never shy away from saying that. I said it. I said they made a blunder. But guess what? That blunder in any public setting, it is corrected. Now, unless the applicant.
Will you consider a school to be a public setting? Will you consider a school to be a public setting? Will you consider a school to be a public setting?
It depends which school it is.
Whether a Christian or Muslim.
We have private schools and we have public schools. We have religious schools.
But it's a public. You see, this is where we made mistake with the word public. Taxi drivers are in the public domain. Singers are in the public domain. Vocalists are in the public domain. Even the people that are in the public domain. Those are subsets of what you call under that one word public. They are subsets. So the argument does not hold here. When you go into a public space and the requisite information that were asked for you to provide, you did not provide them. A second person comes in. Again, I'll use Mr. Casa here. Mr. Casa comes in, represents ably represents his organization. You want me to deny Mr. Casa and run behind Mr. John Doe and tell John Doe, oh, you know what, in the application that you filled out, you didn't put the venue, you didn't put the date, you didn't put the time, you didn't put the people that are supposed to come. Why? Why? Don't mislead the people so that people can't go tomorrow, they go and apply somewhere and they say the people run behind them when they make failure. No. It's a simple test that they fail. A simple test. And this is the group of people that want to govern the country. These people here, they cannot fill out the requisite information that they need on their anniversary to convene an event.
Mr. Nippy.
To convene an event elevating their position in the political landscape. If they made that kind of mistake, then if I have one ticket, I would tell you I can't vote for them.
Okay.
Let's turn it out to Mr. Castle.
Yeah, Mr. Smith, you're coming. Because Mr. Nippy.
Mr. Castle can build a bridge there.
Mr. Nippy is conveniently throwing away years and years of diplomatic, expertise here tonight.
Yeah, on my end, there's no way that I can crowbar or shoehorn an opinion. I would just sit this 1 hour and watch YouTube. I would be on the fence and watch YouTube.
No way. No
Don't
way.
be on the because you are right here. And you know, Mr. Castle, that's a fact. You cannot go to a place and apply and then you forget what you're supposed to say, then they run behind you. CDC has just shown its true color, that it lacks the capacity and ability to govern. That's simple.
That's why I said there's no way that I can, shoehorn or crowbar an opinion. You guys did a very good job in making your point. So I would just, I'll be on the fence on this one.
Okay. Mr. Frederick, are you there? I mean, I know where you stand on the issue, but of course, that's what they hear from you.
For me, what I have given, I think that information I gave should solve the problem. And sometimes in life, when you make mistakes, some mistakes are very costly. And some mistake you can rebound and correct it. But an anniversary of a major political party and you didn't put the date, the time, and the venue, and you went to the people that told you somebody have it, you had that discussion, you had a lot of time to say, oh, okay, we made a mistake. Can we have another venue to use? Now, if they have refused you for having another venue, then the veteran would be on your side. But there are a lot of other venues to be used. And what I was learning, they were moving towards that. But what changed abruptly to say, no, we want the same venue after you have been told by the office that somebody have that, and you realize that you made a mistake, you contributed to the controversy by not putting the date, time, and something. So if I were in that shoe, I will find alternative. If I did not contribute to it, then I will fight. But I contributed to the tension we are having because I didn't specify the information. So I think they're not in the driving seat. And we've been talking peace. Don't let the good program that you all have put us so far get in the way of, to me, the other part is pettiness. You know, if you were not wrong and you have specified your information and they deny you the venue, then I would be on your side of politics. But you didn't specify. So you at the mercy of the people to help you. And if they want to help you, you can't blame them because you didn't specify the date and the venue of what you want to have it. So for me, Mr. Wright, I know you want to be a good lawyer, but if you are in a courtroom, they won't give you. You will plead and talk, but it say what I was saying, our comment saying, ignorant to the rules and or wherever is no excuse or wherever you can put it rightly. So they can say they didn't know that they have to specify the information, the venue, and if they want to apply. So why? Maybe they didn't put it there because at that time they didn't know. They didn't know. And if you know such big event that this, you put in Grand General. Yeah.
Are you telling me 2 hours of your life?
Yeah.
And that you have never ever fill out a form?
I made mistakes. I will tell you. I made a lot of mistakes, but it affected me. It affected me.
Hold on now.
So I would take the blame. I won't put it on somebody. I made a mistake, so I had the mercy of the people who I want them to help me.
Okay. Let me further ask you this question.
Yeah.
Has there been any instance where you went to a public setting? So, for example, a library, you want to rent a book, and you forget to put the title of the. Let's say you put the title of the book in all there, but then you forgot your say zip code because they want to be able to find you just in case if you were to abscond with the book, they want to be able to find you. That is some pertinent information, very important one. Are you saying in this, on a normal circumstances, which of course it was, with the CDC and request, it was normal. They just wanted a service for the field. Yeah. That they never call you, Mr. Veteran Smith, and say, "Oh, you know what? You got all the other information here about your address, but you left for your zip code. We need you to provide a zip code." Are you seeing that never happen?
There are conditions where it might happen that you have all of the major elements of what you wanted to accomplish, and there was just a small minor something. Yes, they will call you. But if your own is major, like not putting the venue, not putting the date, and all of the pertinent information, they won't call you. You have to go to acquire why you haven't heard from them. It happened to me several times. I have to go to find out why you haven't called me back. And then they tell me my mistake. And I ask them, how do I rectify that mistake? They will tell you. And then in that process, they will tell you if somebody already booked it. And if they tell you somebody booked it, you can't blame anybody, you blame yourself.
Mr. Smith, you and I know that these things, they are like routine in every public setting, such as what the services are requesting for. It's a soccer field, a public facility. They went there to request service of the field. I don't know whether money was exchanged there, but let's say it's a public service. So they asked for it. The form was filled. You can tell me that, oh, they waited and they waited and they waited and until CJ might say, oh, you know what I mean? We apply a long time to use this facility and you never, we haven't heard about you. You can't tell me that form was not processed immediately. You
I
cannot
think
tell me that.
I think Mr. Nebe hit the point. We should stop doing it the way that we usually do it. Now, if somebody were at that venue who was sedition, working with the mayor office or that office, they would have done a favor. But sometimes you have people who working for you inside, they were going to help and call them and say, oh, you made mistake. But it's not primary that mistake I made and they will just call you. You have to go after information, especially you having a major event to find, oh, I haven't heard from you or what something. Most of the time, if you are granted it, then yeah, there will be a letter of it.
These things, Rabbi. You do it today, they have to even let you know right there. In library, don't take go in the wait for 2-3 weeks. It's Rabbi. You fill out the form right there, and somebody tell you, you get it or not.
Yeah, but what you're saying is that it's obligated to the people when they realize it was a mistake. One would not interpret that as a mistake. Maybe they didn't know the date, they didn't know the time, they didn't know what they wanted. So how you expect, if you who sort of do it don't know it, you expect the people who don't know that it was a mistake? Maybe when they went there, that's when they realized it was a mistake. Maybe they just put it there, wrote the letter in that way for a discussion that we having just for information sake. Say, okay, we having a function for you to be aware, we'll be having it. But at some time, they were going to go there to talk about the venue and all the other things. So the way the letter was positioned, it would be very hard for one to think it was a mistake. When they started arguing, oh, why the other person got it and we won it. And that's when it really came into, again, that they really wanted the venue on that same day. That's when you realize that it was a mistake. Or they wanted on that same day, but why you didn't put it in the letter?
Number one, if you're processing a form, why didn't you ask that question? Now, unless you
it might not be a form. It was a letter. It was a letter. It was not a form. It was a letter given to the office. It was not a form. So a letter is different from a form. You just inform me then that you having an activity. Yeah, it was letter given. Yeah, it was a letter. Yeah.
Okay, but then first of all, if it was a letter, then there was no application. Then the whole case is dead. We shouldn't even talk about it. There was no application.
But it's not dead. Because they went back to interact with them. So that's where all the dialogue come from. Based on the letter and interaction, they felt things should have been corrected. So that's where
public facility based on letters. You fill out forms. A standard form at the institution. You don't do letters.
Okay.
But Mr. Wright, you have already answered the question.
Yeah.
No, I agree with him. I said if what they did was just a letter, then in this case, we shouldn't be having a discussion anyway. Then we should not.
But let me interject.
That's what I said. I said they wrote a notification letter because they don't specify a specific venue. So just a notification, telling the people that our program will be here in the country, maybe in that others to do it. But for me, one of the things CDC can do instead of this whole hula baloo things or pushing further on this one venue, they should be looking at some things very much important here, that they have gathering people, children from different part of the country that are going to be here to celebrate with them. So I think one of the things they need to do is to forget about the issue of the tournament parties fee, because
I agree.
Yeah, that would be the best way I think they can go, instead of maybe forcing themselves, because it may involve, if the police cannot handle the issue, the Amphicel Library have to come in. We have them here already. So maybe one or two calls from the superintendent, you will see them coming. If you what's happening to those people, children that left their home and are here with you, where are they going to run to? So I think that's one of the things CDC need to be looking at so that their program can go successful. And looking at other opposition party they are trying to include are going to be on the program, that the AMC, the CMC, the MPC, the NPP, all of those people, they need to be looking at their safety because, mind you, if you force your way, maybe there may be another plan. And then they decide to disrupt the program while it's ongoing. What would you do? So I think they need to look at the safety of other people that come in on the program and just go ahead to have that particular program at the county fee, which is going to be okay because it's a wide pitch and have a stellar wing. And in fact, again, one of the things they need to very be looking at is we are in a rain season. Just this evening, it rain. Maybe you're going to be on a program around 2 or 3, then rain start falling. Where do people go? And the area is small, and we are seeing their numbers. So for me, I hope that they can go in a meeting tonight to say, no, say it like this. Let's just forget about it and choose the venue, or let's use the county fee one time so we can have our program instead of us going here to the state because other people are threatening blood spoil, this and that, yes. So it means that when this happen, people will be in jail, and you don't mind the program with that whole, which of course would not be good for them. And something also they need to work on this because this is CDC for coming Grand Judea County to have this program. So if such a thing happen, it's not going to give the party a good image. So in order to say yes, we went Grand Judea, the celebration was okay, that in maybe future so kind they will say, let's go back to Grand Judea, they need to do well. That's how I had it tonight. They have to do well. Maybe forget about that fee and choose the county fee. Go ahead with the program. Or either the city house and have their program peacefully. It will be okay for them.
Great point. Great point.
But how did it change? They already agreed to go to Iowa. Why people were talking about it? What went wrong?
For me, the issue of this changing to go to Iowa, I am not aware because that's what we're expecting. Now our own expectation because their own was the 22nd people arriving here and they're going to use the fee on the 26th and 27th. And per their discussion, like I said first, they're going to have 2 days to use the fee. So saying those guys are using the fee, our own expectation was if the city mayor refuse to give you the fee, what would be your next plan? So we were expecting that, and even the CEOs sit on the radio and say the same thing here again, that they need to be wise because you have the stadium wing and the county which of course are going to be good. And then a particular area they are proposing to use is just a spot that been surrounded by street. So even if the people are too much, people will be sitting on the quota. Even from the Thomas Palace, other people because that particular total gas station jam them up, and people will not be waiting to go and money to be laying on a particular stuff. So you see people on the street there, and security have to be there. But if that's the counter fee, it will be okay. So that was just people expectation that with the number because the former superintendent Kai Gallo filed when he appeared here and said they are expecting over 50,000 or 100,000 plus. So with that number, they are expecting, we think that it would be good that they have that particular program, that program be held at the county fee. So for me, I don't get any source like they were trying, but that what we were taking on that if the county, the city may refuse to get in the area, and then say the youth and sport are using it, I think maybe they can use either the city or because now the information we're getting that the city will be free, the county fee will be free, so they can choose any of this venue. But for that particular fee is being given to the youth and sports so they can use it for their peace tournament.
Okay.
So that's what we were taking on.
Thank you, Mr. Wu. That's great information, and that's a very patriotic comment right there. I want to amplify what you just said. CDC, safety first. Safety first, safety last. do not, I want to repeat, do not put your people into harm's way. Do not. The state will not allow you, no state, as a matter of fact, I mean, no country, no government would allow a chaotic gathering. And I mean, just given the number that you said, former Superintendent Kaifale, is expecting in the city of Zwedru, it means the entire southeastern, detachment of the AFS should be in Zwedru tonight. I mean, 50,000. What? That's a lot of people. They should have. I mean, they should be calling on up to AFL personnel into the county. We need you here because this thing is going to be heavy. But of course, we know that was a political statement on the part of Mr. Fale. But all the same, they're going to bring a sizable number to town, maybe in the tune of 5,000 people. But that's still a lot. Still a lot. Even if it were 1,000 people to bring to town, that's still a lot. So to
just give you a quick update. Even tomorrow should have been was draws days for the LDA, and you might just guess today we have a friend of mine with them later on. While we're supposed to be celebrating the program tomorrow, it have been postponed to Monday. Just because of the late heat that is coming on, like they're going to be there, so they have to join the other security force tomorrow. That's how we're looking at it because the program just been suspended to Monday.
See, now it's affecting other people and other programs. Now it's going to cascade into other things. This is where people got to be smart about this. Now we're not talking about CDC, beautiful Klamasi now. We're talking about security issue now. And if it gets heightened tomorrow, the authorities will start arresting people. Yes, because they got to control this. They're going to start arresting people and charging them. Is that what CDC wants? You don't want the kind of headline coming out of Granger. You don't want that. You want a headline coming out of Granger like CDC has found its footing. Granger was an epic gathering. That's the kind of headline you want. Don't forget that you spend money. People have left their towns and villages and cities, left families to show up there. You don't want them come up and spending their time and getting hurt in the process. You don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. Yeah, so I'm desperate to plead, and we'll do that tomorrow morning. We'll get on the show tomorrow morning, and we're going to do that and plead furthermore to Nelly, to Mr. Bozo, because it is their call, right? They organized this. The Mr. Wiset and who the other gentleman from Nimba, they all listening to Mr. Bozo and Madam Zobuga. They need to listen to them because they are the residents of the city. They organize the program. It is their program. They cannot supersede it. Is it? I think they say, well, assignment is greater than rank. Yes. In this case, Nelly and Bozo holds the authority. They need to hold the line. Gentlemen, we will not allow this thing to degenerate into chaos. We don't want the kind of news coming out of here. We worked too hard for this. Too hard for this. We want positive news coming out of here. So let's find ourselves another venue. We can do it. Y'all can do it. Nelly, Mr. Bozo, rethink this. Do not put people in harm's way tomorrow. You don't want this on your head. You don't want it as part of your record. Because like Mr. Wulu said, you want tomorrow, when people think about coming back to Granger County to reorganize, they don't want to say, oh, no. No, the last time we were there, people got hurt. You don't want that. You want them to leave that place thinking about, we need to come back here because the program was so successful. We thank the people of Granger there. We thank all the participants. the authority, all the residents, even those who are not sedition. Thank you for helping us to have a peaceful, well-organized, and a successful program. That's the kind of message you want coming out. You don't want a confrontation with the law. You're not going to win. I'm going to tell this one. You will not win. You can never, ever win a physical confrontation. They will not allow you to do it. They will maintain peace. In that process, people are going to get hurt. People are going to get locked up. People are going to spend money to go through the legal process. This is not what you want on your watch. And don't forget, this is politics. Just how you came in, oh, trust me, there are thousands lining up behind you. And when you leave tomorrow, they're not going to think about you. And I'm not playing politics, I'm being real with you. There are thousands are behind you. So if your liar said tomorrow to get hurt or get locked up, and you think, oh yeah, you know, the party going to keep talking about me, everybody going to come down and say, no. The party moves on. The party is way bigger than you. Way bigger than you. So think about that. I want to plead with you. The time is 9:02 here and 1:02 in Liberia. Mr. Nippet, Mr. Smith, let's get our closing comment, please. Let's start with you, Mr. Smith.
Yeah, sorry that we couldn't have Hassan.
Yeah, we had a great program.
Yeah, we have, but sometimes in communication, when something happen, failure or letdown, other program come is much better. So this was worthwhile for all to talk about. It did a lot of good in terms of the news that we are hearing and all of that. That's how media operate. You operate by seconds, minutes, and down to the wire, and unexpected things come up, and we are there to relate it and prevent it from happening, and we talk about it. So I'm happy that we did that, because we can always have income at another time. Tomorrow, we should be two guests I'm trying to get. One is the Deputy Minister of Local Government. He's responsible for governance. I need to just call him tomorrow. I've got the info. He operating the local government in the absence of the Minister of Local Government. He out of the country. So he would be a good guest, because that's his area when it comes to governance. And also, we're trying to get the ambassador to Japan. Called, left text, but I'm calling people in the Eastern region to help me narrow it down, and hopefully we can get him to come on our show. But since we are approaching July the 26th, I'm trying to reach out to Liberians in the diaspora all over different geographical areas to see how they are preparing for July 26th. That would be special. That would be working on. That would be coming on in the month of July, to see how they're working, how they're planning to celebrate July 26th. So when that day comes, we all know all parts of the world that you find Liberians. They are planning something on July 26th. So that's our feature program in the month of July. So that's where I will stop, and a good show, and look forward to tomorrow edition and Saturday edition.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks, Veteran Smith. Thank you so much for what you do. This was an absolutely brilliant, one of the brilliant shows I ever had. And the exchanges, and I think this is one of the great shows.
But you know what I like about the night show? We went around 360 degrees, and we came up with the answer at the end.
Exactly right. I think Mr. Wulu intentionally left that part of his explanation, because if he had said it from the beginning, the conversation would have been over a long time. But he did not bring that part in. Until you came out and said, no, but it wasn't a form. It was just a letter. I mean,
I stated from the beginning that they notify her when I was explaining to Mr. Smith later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said a notification letter they sent. Maybe they didn't get me clear.
Yeah, I missed that part. I did. Anyway, Mr. Nippy, sir.
Well, I like the exchange between you and the veteran. Because the veteran brought you down.
He left the power the way he was so rich.
Well, no, I like it because the veteran brought up what I said. And to the point where you said they blunder. And because I got Mr. Wu when he said they wrote an informational instrument wherein they did not state all of those facts regarding what they wanted to do, how they wanted to do it, where they wanted to do it, the time element, and all of those things. So I'm not going to go back on what we said. I'm just going to say it is always healthy for us to have the difference in opinion, because it gives rise to the understanding of the radio and television audiences. It makes them to understand the substantive points of our conversation. And CDC, which wants to re-govern us, if they can send an informational letter on their anniversary, is like a child's birthday is an invitation is sent out. And you send out the invitation, you don't tell the people where they're going to have the thing, what time they're supposed to come, and all that kind of thing. Then you confuse the people. And that's a blunder. And I accept the way you describe it. It's a blunder. And that's the point I was trying to drive at. So we know that that's a litmus test of our CDC's ability to not be what when it comes to running the Republic of Liberia. They cannot. We will see this era will be revisited where people, as soon as they get there, instead of running after the affairs of the nation, the duties that are pertaining to why they were called to the height of authority, they will want to start building 69 duplexes again. And I don't know, I'm troubled when these people say they want to govern and then they do something different. You see, and CDC is a classical example. And then what compounds CDC issue is that they always like to thrive on confusion. With somebody from Grand Nigeria telling me, they say if they didn't have that place there, no other person will have it. What are you saying? Because of your error, you want to disrupt the peace and tranquility of the people of Grand Nigeria County, whom you say you love so much, they cherish you. That will be a disservice. That will be very inhumane, the way they want to control themselves. So I want to thank Mr. Ulu and you, our able co-host, the veteran, Mr. Katsa, who has just left. Unfortunately, Mr. Lugo is not on set today, and the TV and radio audiences. It was a good show. The exchanges were healthy and make us to start thinking very well. Thank you so much, and a blessed night.
Thank you, Mr. Nippin. As always, your contribution here is of utmost value. Gentlemen, I want to thank you all. I think we had a great show, and let's keep it up. I really do enjoy the day exchange tonight. I do. Surely do. It's one of the best I have on the platform so far. Mr. Wulu, please take it home. You're muted, sir.
So Wulu.
Yeah, so let me say many thanks to all of you. So we were taking short call, but we're taking long call, calling it short call, and at the end we meet to the same area. So it was very nice. I do appreciate every one of you for always coming here and educating our people. We pray for the best tomorrow, because the whole issue is getting us fear. One of my friends called me and said, "My man, I'm scared tomorrow to go on our program." I said, "We just have to go there." So yeah, we just pray that everything goes well tomorrow. That's all.
Right.
So thank you, and thanks to all of you too that have been following here on the show. Back to default take break to be back tomorrow, same
Yes, sir.
time,
Yes, sir.
same station. So thank all of you, and let me say goodbye.
Good night to you.
Good night to
Simply
you.
Simply
Simply
tomorrow.
Simply
See you.
tomorrow. See you.
We ready to fight, no palava, no pairing.
TOP FM